A lobster for two.
Get a lobster for 2?
Listen, I say,
Okay.
I channel. I'm merely a vessel for the muse to work through.
That's true.
And whatever I say is what is happening in that moment.
That's fair. That's fair.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mike.
I'm Nick.
We're the Brothers Murph, and this is our Rapid Reviews.
Rapid Review.
Where we quickly talk about every game we played in the month, starting with all the new to us games. We're continuing on with our format of ranking them.
Yeah.
So it's a ranking of first impressions. These rankings, of course, are not necessarily going to stay this way for all time. But we are going to talk about everything we played in the month of August, which was
a busy month.
Because you went to go visit Paula Deming.
Yep. Paula Deming.
And play games. And then we had our good friend Charlie in town.
Yeah.
And the plan for both of those trips was to hang out and play games.
Yeah,
so we got a good amount of games played.
I don't think I left Paula's house until I left. Well, that's true. We went and got donuts at one point.
I mean, that barely counts.
But yeah, so it's like, the whole point was like, I just want to hang out and play games. That's it.
Yeah. So it was a nice month of gaming. August was solid.
It was a good month of gaming. Yeah, it was a good month. Do you know how many games it was?
Huh?
Off the top of your head?
27 new games.
27 games. All right, pretty good. The thing I will say, when we do kind of those big game days, I feel like we're teaching a lot. So generally, although I did play a decent amount of new games, but yeah, you always end up teaching a lot. It's like cons. I feel like at cons, I usually don't get to play new games very often because we're teaching a lot, which I love teaching games, so it doesn't bother me.
And it's a fun chance to replay games that we enjoy. So so that is a typical thing. There was definitely a decent amount of teaching of stuff, but also a decent amount of new things as well.
Indeed, indeed. Yes, and so we are going to go through, again, all the new games. First, we have ranked those games because we just think it's kind of fun, and then we're going to kind of quickly go through all the games we've played before afterwards, and those will be in alphabetical order. We are live, so make sure to turn on the live chat if you're watching this after the fact. If you're here in chat, make sure to pop up and say hi. We got some people in chat.
Let us know where you're hailing from today.
And then after the rap reviews, we'll go into and do a little Q&A as we usually do. Hello from Scotland. All right.
Scotland, hey, Scotty.
That's it. That's
my Scottish accent.
The first thing we do at the beginning of every Rapid Reviews is shout out our new patrons.
Yes.
So if you are a patron, you'll get shouted out when you are new. So we want to give a shout out to Marsha Showquist.
Appreciate you.
The Badger's Den.
Oh, I like
Sean Q.
Nice.
We got Woland. There's no vowels in this one. So I'm going to go with Woland. I'm not entirely sure. And
Much
then
appreciate.
Bronco.
Big appreciate on that.
Appreciate
you.
Thank you,
patrons, old, new, former, and current, and upcoming. If you are patrons of ours, you get kind of first impressions of games, additional supplemental top 10s, behind the scenes, caption contests, and every month, our patrons pick one of the games we stream. And this upcoming Friday is the patron pick stream. Jimmy and I are going to play.
Yeah, because I'll be out of time.
If the vote holds, Kutnora.
Oh.
So we will see if that holds, but you get to decide what we play.
Yeah.
So go ahead and vote on that if you are a patron. And should we hop into our games?
Yeah, let's go ahead and hop into our games. So again, these are going to be the new games ranked trashest first. I guess.
I don't think there was anything that was truly trashed this month.
That was fast.
My guy.
That was so fast.
It always is so fast.
No, usually. How long do you usually?
2 seconds.
Oh, I do like 5.
You say you were the one who always said to go to 2 seconds.
Yeah, no, I'm probably wrong about that though. But it's fine. It's fine. I know. Now I know.
So Nick says, "Hey, set him to 2 seconds. I'm going to set him to 5." Set me up for failure, man.
I did.
I'm looking like a fool.
I did. I'm sorry.
We
played Spectacular.
We played Spectacular.
We played this in a train museum.
We sure did. This was a really fun idea for an event that I was going to a local game store, and they had a flyer for in the window. And it was, we have the California Train Museum here in Sacramento, which is really cool. They have a bunch of old trains and kind of trains through time. That featured in California and stuff. And they did like an after hours event.
Yeah, adults only.
Adults only event.
Lots of drugs.
Where the museum was open and you could come wander through and check the museum out. But then they had games available to play. Some of the library system and the one of our local game cafes brought some games. And of course you could bring your own games. So in addition to wandering around looking at trains and stuff, we played this game Spectacular, which was on some anticipation lists for us and things. It's a game where you are drafting
dice,
tiles, these hexagonal tiles and dice that are different animals and stuff that are like on a preserve. Your preserve. And so you are trying to make groups of the same color that are like kind of landscape types. You are then trying to put
Basically, different animals.
Different animals. You want a wide variety of animals, but you want to make big groups of the same types. You want to put dice
Yep.
onto those tiles, which you draft, some of which have specific values they can
Yep.
take and sort of kind of unlock their scoring. I actually really enjoyed it. This is
Yeah.
like 27. It's not like because it was a horrible game.
It was fine.
It just didn't like blow my socks off, but it was a nice puzzly experience. We played it. It's mostly simultaneous play, and we played it at the max player count. It's one that I'm like, I probably just want to play it like at 2, so it goes a little quicker.
Because it's not going to change the difference.
And
yeah,
it's not a game changer of a game,
Yeah,
but
but
it was
cool.
an enjoyable kind of tile placement, drafting, puzzle.
Little puzzle game. Yeah, it was good. It was just fine. I like kind of like safari animal themes and stuff like that. So it was good, solid, but nothing super incronkable. General Orders. This is the new General Orders. I played this with Paula.
That's why it's ranked 26 because of the company. Nick said
Mostly
that.
because of
Nick
I
said
had
it's
to play it
because
with
of
Paula.
Paula.
Yeah, that is fair. So this is new General Orders. There was another General Orders that came out. This is from Osprey Games. And the original General Orders is about World War II. This is about kind of like feudal Japan. I like this one less. Actually, there was
And
just...
you weren't a huge fan of the first
No,
General
I wasn't a
Orders
massive
anyway.
fan of the first General Orders. This one was fine. It's a good little, again, they're very small games. It's kind of that kind of Village Rails type size box from Osprey Games. And you are essentially moving your troops around. In this case, you have boats, and then you also have like troops with just like discs and then like kind of little boats and stuff. And you're moving around. You kind of have to have like supply lines back to your kind of headquarters. And you can be stopped on certain spots that'll be giving you points, or you can go and try and take over the other person's headquarters, which it seems very, very difficult to do. And so you're kind of doing these actions and kind of moving your stuff around. You're fighting the other people. And you can do like, this one especially has a lot of like, you can do, I can't remember exactly what the words they call, but you basically, your land troops can like shoot at ships, and your ships can like shoot onto land to try and like get troops out of the way and stuff like that. It was fine. Again, I was never a massive fan of the first General Orders. And this one I liked less, mostly just, I really like the look. It's got this really cool like pen and ink, black and white
style
look
looks
with a
really
pop of
awesome.
color here and there. It's really, really cool. I probably like the theme more than, because like World War II stuff is not really my jam. But the board is small, like it's like this big, and this one, it has tons of pieces. It has like a bunch of discs. You can have like up to like 5 or 6 discs in a little hex. There's a bunch of boats. You can have like 3 boats, I think, in each individual spot. So it's just like, there's so much stuff on the board, and it's really hard to like move
Yeah, the board is
stuff
deliberately
through.
quite small.
Yeah. But there's a lot of pieces in the game, and it's like one of those things where I'm like, man, don't knock the table. Because stuff would just go bah, and like who knows where stuff is. So I did enjoy it, but it's never going to be my favorite game. And I did like this one a little bit less because I just found it to be way more fiddly than the other one was. But ultimately, it was fine.
Fair enough. Next, we got to try a game called Ink. This is a game, if you were familiar with like Nova Luna, Framework, those kind of Uwe Rosenberg race to get your discs out onto the thing by completing like tasks. This is very much
It's very similar to those games.
in that line of games. And so this is one where you're going to be placing a tile down. You're kind of moving in a rondelle around and around this circle, which will give you the tiles that you can
access
select.
to those tiles. Yeah.
These tiles are going to have a couple of different colors and stuff. There's basically on each their square tiles. There's kind of like 4 possible squares.
Yeah.
They're going to be filled in with a mix of different colors. These are the inks you're doing, and you're trying to make groups of basically those little squares worth of colors because
to fulfill tasks.
to fulfill tasks, which are also on those tiles. So it might be like, I need 5 yellow or whatever in a contiguous group. And once you do that, you can put an ink bottle. You have these cool ink bottle
They're very
pieces onto that task to cover it up. And if there's also these like blank white spots, which are things that when you complete the task, you can also add ink bottles to those to fill in.
You have to.
Additional spaces. Yeah. So you're racing to get rid of your stuff. The thing that's kind of cool about that is that when you put those bottles onto those spaces, they break up the group. So if I had a size 6 yellow area, and I put some things on, and now there's 1 little square of yellow over here and 2 squares over here. Those are now separate groups.
Yeah.
So you can't kind of like engine build quite in the same way as Framework. And
Well,
then
you can't be able to just build a massive
because you're constantly
area.
kind of breaking it back down. And then based on the size of group, you might get like a little bit of an extra benefit or player power or little thing that happens. This one's ranked low because I feel like I was kind of the only one that enjoyed it, and everyone else sort of bounced off it.
It was fine. It was cool. I really liked the fact that like
not the best rulebook.
The rulebook was rough, and there's also like the designer clarified something on BGG that, in my opinion, seems to directly go against the thing in the rulebook. So we're just gonna go with what the designer said on BGG, but the rulebook isn't great. I really like the fact that like there's like powers that you can trigger when you complete these kind of tasks.
Yeah,
I thought that was cool.
Awesome.
That let you move around. David Phillips in chat kind of said it perfectly. He said, I do like these games. I just don't know if I need a fifth one.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I think, like, if you've played Sagani or Framework or Nova Luna or one of those, basically all these Uwe games or Habitats, this is like 90% the exact same game. It's got really cool, it's got really colorful, the little ink bottles are really, really cool.
It's nice production.
But it is like 90% the same game. I do like those kinds of games, and we do own it because we went and bought it. So I'm happy to have it. But that was kind of my thought. I was like, oh, this is fine. I still would probably rather play Framework because Framework. What I like about Framework is that it's just
the most kind of like
so simple, so stripped down, and that's kind of what I want out of these kinds of games most of the time. I did like it, but to me, I'm just like, this is just the same game as a couple other games out there.
I really like these games, so I really liked
having a bunch,
this one as well. But like the simple question of like, if I own those, do I need this one? No. It's very similar.
Yeah,
if you really like those games, you will probably enjoy this as well. But Dave Hill's kind of hit it. It's just like, do we need a sixth one of these?
Yeah.
That's for you to decide.
It's a fun game though, great
components. It is enjoyable though.
Yeah, but it was good if you like these kinds of games. But yeah, if you already have like Sagani or something, I don't think you need this one personally. We played Intellawar. Yeah, we did a playthrough for this one. This is
check it out.
A little skirmish game essentially, where you're going to be drafting out various kind of like medieval troops basically.
Yeah, your knights and cavalry.
Yeah, knights and swordsmen and cavalry people and all kind of stuff.
Yep.
And then you essentially are going to also have a prince, and then your goal is to eliminate the other person's prince, or what was the other one? Or
either the prince or everyone but the prince.
That's
basically,
right.
if the prince is ever left alone, you also win.
That's right. And you're just kind of maneuvering every single one of your, like all the swordsmen and stuff like that. They all have a basic ability that they do, but then each individual one has also a special ability that they do. So you're drafting them out, and you can draft them out kind of however you want. It's not like you have to have one of each kind of thing.
Nope.
And then, then you're just kind of maneuvering around and then trying to attack and all this kind of stuff.
Yep.
It was cool. Again, these kinds of skirmish games are never my favorite kinds of games.
That's really what it comes down to here. It's just not our style of game.
But
really.
like, it had cool components. The chips were really nice. The only thing that's weird about this game is like the cover is Mihailo Dmitrievsky, but he didn't do any of the other art. As far as
I
we
wonder
know,
if they did the board, maybe just like the board itself.
Maybe,
but like they mention the other artists and stuff.
Yes, they do. It's not like
but obviously the cover is the Miko, and they make it feel like it's that, and like the rest of the art is noticeably different, and it is all of the rest of the art.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is
very
false,
odd.
little false advertising.
And the rest of the art's good. Don't get me wrong. It still looks nice.
It is good, yeah.
But it's it's very odd that the cover is a completely different artist than the rest of the game. It's just very odd in my opinion. But ultimately, the game was cool. And again, as you draft out the different, this is one of those games where it's like, if you're going to be like us and realistically probably only play this game once or twice, it's going to have a definite ceiling to how good it is. But this is one of the things, like, if you play this game a lot and you're drafting out different teams of these people, it probably could get really, really cool.
I imagine you'll expand it with more characters and maybe types and stuff, which is really cool. This like felt very war chesty to me in terms of like there's all these different types of units and stuff. It's not a bag builder. It doesn't function similarly in any other way. In fact, this one's kind of cool because you kind of upgrade your units as you go.
Yeah, which is nice.
So it's one of those ones that like it's only ranked here truly because like not really our style of game, the abstract war style of games, but there's some neat like mechanisms, and I like that you're rolling dice, but you can upgrade your dice as you go to roll stronger and stronger. The more you play and the more you kind of learn units and pair together the synergies of like their specific abilities, you can probably do some pretty cool stuff.
Probably. That's Intellawar. You played Shot and Totten, huh?
Shot and Totten.
Battle Line?
Battle Line, classic. I don't know how to be good at this game at all. I don't know how to. I'm so bad at it.
What are you doing like Shot and Totten?
So you are
So it's a classic battle line, but I've never played any of them.
Yeah, so it's kind of Lost Cities-esque where you're going to be playing a card and then drawing a card. However, you're only ever drawing from the draw deck.
Right.
And there's 9, I want to say-ish, kind of like lanes.
Right.
Where you'll add up to 3 cards. Ultimately, you'll add 3 cards to each of them. And you're trying to play like the strongest thing on that side to be able to claim the stone to like win the round and stuff. You want to have the majority of stones and stuff. So there's kind of like a priority thing where it's like any 3 cards, the sum total, and the highest value between that would win. But then if you play a run of cards, a 1, 2, 3, or a 3, 4, 5, that's stronger than that. If you play 3 of the same color, and I might be getting the exact order wrong, but like that's stronger than the run, or the run is. And then if you play a color run, that's the strongest possible thing. The only thing that would beat that is a higher color run. So you're sort of like, it's interesting because it's like, I'm not very good at this game yet, so I'm trying to figure out how to play strategically, but it's kind of this game of like chicken almost, where it's like, I'm going to put a little thing out here and see if you start playing stuff over there. So really at the start, and there's like, again, 9-ish lanes to play things, you're really just sort of like dropping a bunch of like bait in the water to see which things kind of come out. And again, you're drawing a new card, so you're also hoping to draw into the thing you need. But if I'm like going for 6, 7, 8 of yellow, and then someone throws down the 7 yellow, I'm like, okay, well, this is burned. Like, that card's gone. I know that now. And so, like, as the opponent, like, when do you reveal that, or hopefully wait for them to kind of hunt it out? So it's an interesting, like, there's mind games to it, and I've got to play it more to figure out, like, how do I be strategic and not set myself up for failure?
Yeah. Again, it's a classic system, battle line, and then Shot and Totten. Shot and Totten itself is not a new game, and so like, and I've never played them. I know people love them, so it's very interesting.
Yeah.
All right, Shot and Totten. You play Verso.
Verso. This is one I played with Linnea as well. They showed me. I enjoyed this one. This is one where you're basically getting these tiles and you're putting together these kind of sets. I think of ascending numbers, but each value or each tile has 2 different sides, and if one side shows a 1 point, the other side will be a 3. And so it kind of has a Captain Flip thing of you can take what you see, or you can flip the tile, which is going to definitely change its color and stuff like that, and then have to kind of add it to your group and then score these kind of runs and stuff. So it's one that I enjoyed. This is from Gigamic and stuff, and it's just like another one of those like enjoyable games. I enjoy the Captain Flip element of like, take what I got, but especially because again, one side will always be 1 point, one side will be 3. So if nothing else, you're like, well, the other side will be more points.
Right.
Hopefully it's something I can make use of soon and then score, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
it was fun.
nice, cool, good to hear. Alrighty. You play Irish Wouge.
Irish Wouge.
Irish Gauge. It's a cube rail game.
Cube rail game.
I love the color covers on all these games.
Oh yeah, two of them.
Two of those great. The rest of the games look fine, but the covers are always very pretty.
Yes, the rest of the game is very cube rail-y, which is very kind of plain style. It's nice, but it's functional.
Fine, it's pleasant, but yeah.
So this is a cube rail game where you're going to have like stocks in a company. You're going to be putting out rails with cubes connecting cities and things like that. Paying out dividends and trying to have the most money. I enjoy these games. We played the South African map from, which I think is the 4th game. There's Irish Gauge. We have Iberian Gauge.
We do have Iberian Gauge.
And a few others in this, the Iron Rail series, I believe it's called.
Yeah, there's like 4 of them,
that Capstone does. And this is just one that I think like what I learned is that I just would rather play it in person where I can kind of track. I was playing this on Board Game Arena, and you're playing async over time, and you kind of forget like what it is I'm trying to go for. And it's not a complicated game. These games are actually relatively simple.
Yeah, it's one that's nice about them.
Which is really cool. But it was just one that I was like, oh, I need to play this one in person because I enjoyed it much less in this particular format. But I know I've enjoyed these before. So I really want to play Iberian Gauge, which we have physically soon. And kind of, we also haven't played that many cube rail games, so I kind of want to get more familiar with that system and then come back to this one. So this one's like, put a pin in this one. Because I can imagine it going higher in the future. It was that's a product of Board Game Arena sometimes. is
Yeah,
that
sometimes you're like, this isn't
sometimes
working well.
async,
Yeah.
or if you're still getting familiar with things, it's just like, makes it a little harder. So that's not really the game's fault at all.
Fair. Played Tower Bricks. This is one of the games I played.
Looks like you're stacking stuff?
Yeah, this is kind of like Decorum, to be completely honest. It's a lot like Decorum, but with bricks instead of houses.
Are you stacking stuff?
Yeah, it's kind of. So basically what it is, it's Decorum with bricks, is what it is. It's very fun, though. And I played this with Paula and
listening.
Shay.
I'm
And
listening.
basically you have these kind of rectangular bricks that kind of look like that. These rectangular bricks, and they're in different colors. There's like white, yellow, purple, blue, red, that kind of stuff. And basically, everyone is going to be getting a certain amount of cards, and these are like rules for you, kind of like Decorum. So basically,
Okay.
the rule will be like, every red has to be horizontal. So they can't be stayed up, they have to be horizontal. It could be like, yellow cannot be touching, and no yellow can touch any blue. It'll be
Little
like
dimension vibes.
blue
as
has
well.
to be touching, each blue has to be touching both purples, things like that. And so everyone gets these things, and so then someone just starts making this thing, and then other people go, no, wrong. Because
Is there like one designated builder?
no, you can.
Okay.
It's like Decorum where you can move stuff around,
Okay.
but you're not really taking turns, and so you're basically just building stuff kind of for you, and then someone goes, not wrong. I hate that. That's terrible. And then because I have a thing that says like reds have to be horizontal, but then Paula has a thing that says like reds can't be touching yellow. So the horizontal part isn't wrong,
Right.
But like
There's another aspect
There's another
that's
aspect.
incorrect.
So then you kind of just keep changing around, and then you get closer and closer, and like two of you are like, "This is great. This works for me." And the other person's like, "I hate this. This is terrible. I can't do this." And so sometimes you have to put things like diagonal. Sometimes certain things where it's like blue can't be touching yellow, so you just have it like a millimeter over, so it's not touching yellow. It was a great little
I like
game.
that it's kind of more free form.
It
in
is,
that,
yeah.
like,
you can kind of build it however you want,
That's
as
cool.
long as you are fulfilling the kind of rules that you have. And it's one of those things where, like in Decorum, every single chapter always has a solution. And so we were in a situation where, like, well, what if we get like cards that say reds have to be horizontal, another card that says reds have to be vertical? That'd be impossible. But we didn't look through all the cards to see if that was happening. But every single time we were able to do it. So it seems like they've at least made it in a way where maybe there isn't a red has to be horizontal, and then a different card, the red has to be vertical. My guess is they made all these things in a way where there wasn't going to be any direct conflicts like that.
And in Dimension, if we ever are playing and we come across like must touch orange, must not touch orange, you just ditch the second one and draw another one.
Well, you don't know each other's things though, so that's the problem.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
But again, we played it like 3 separate times, kind of like back to back.
They
to
must
back.
do something like that to hedge.
And we
against
never had a
that.
problem. We were always able to do it. So it was super fun. Again, if you want kind of like that Decorum kind of feel, but in a lighter, quicker game, especially it's a game that's kind of like a filler. It's like, relatively small. I really liked it. I thought it was fun. I enjoy games where you're constantly like, I hate this and I hate you. This is terrible. I can't have this. And then you start moving. People are like, no, you can't move that. I just love those kinds of games. I love that kind of table talk. I thought it was really fun. I liked it a lot.
man.
It maybe should have been higher on the list because I liked it. You played Panda Spin?
I did, yeah.
Not the only Panda game we played.
No, yeah. I think they're back to back even maybe, or they.
Oh, you didn't put the other one higher, huh?
Oh no, I did, because I forgot.
We're talking about Panda
alphabetically.
Spin right now.
Yeah, we're talking about Panda Spin. This is a card shedding kind of ladder climbing
People
game.
really like this game.
Yes, I really want to play this one in person.
Yeah.
I think it'll really kind of sing in person even more, but I did quite enjoy it. So this is a ladder climbing shedding kind of game where you're going to have cards that are similarly to Scout. The tops and bottoms will be different. And they are kind of suited. You'll play with certain suits in a game that will give some additional abilities and stuff like that. And so this one's interesting where you're trying to play out the strongest thing possible. There are more rules where, like, if someone plays like a pair, you have to play a higher pair specifically. You can't just like one up, and that becomes important because, like, if I play a pair and then someone beats me, I take my cards back into my hand, but then they flip to their blue side, which is more powerful.
Right.
There might be things where now it shows like 3 of a number on it. So if I play this one card, it's 3 6s or something. And you can play like pairs of 3s, or of 3 of a kind. So you can play like a 6 6, 6 and a 7 7 7 or whatever, and various things. So you're kind of like trying to play stuff out, hoping that it loses. And oftentimes when they flip, they also have their ability of their suit. But you ultimately do want to go out first as well. So you're kind of balancing like what kind of hand if I'm the one leading this kind of trick or whatever, what kind of hand do I want to throw out there, which dictates what everyone else has to try to beat in the style. So now it's a run of 3 cards or 4 cards or whatever. And balancing that whole I want to get stuff gone, but I also want to upgrade certain cards so I can make it easier to go out. So it's kind of like a crunchier scout, like it's in the way that the mechanisms work and stuff. But it's really neat. The abilities on the different suits are interesting, and it's a race to 15 points.
Okay.
Yeah, I really like this, and I know that in person it'd be even better because it's just quick and stuff like that. And I just like the idea of playing with trying to get your cards upgraded, and sometimes things when you're like, dang it, I really kind of wanted to upgrade those because I want this thing on the bottom, and it's very cool.
Okay,
cool idea.
I'm just we haven't seen it in the store, but I'm sure we'll pick it up once we do. You played, what does it say? Digit Code?
Digit Code. This is in the line of decipher stuff games
Like a
that
deduction
we are
game?
in. Kind of a deduction game, yeah. So this one uses digital clocks and stuff that have this kind of style where the 4 and stuff, they use basically the whatever
little dashes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dashes that could potentially make all of the digits, and you have a 6-digit code. And what you can do is you can ask, basically, it's kind of like a Rapamine.
I was going to ask, yeah.
Where it's okay, I'm looking at the top level of the top, row, and I'm seeing how many filled in spaces are on this very top thing. And if I get 0, then I'm like, okay, well, it can't be a 7 because that has a thing in the top. It can't be a 9. It can't be an 8. It can't be a 0. You can start to whittle things down, and you can do that about the various things. You can also ask about the relation of numbers to each other if one is bigger than the other and stuff, and you're trying to figure out the code.
That's cool.
But it's kind of using the old digital clock system as a way to kind of get information by, asking about information on certain axes and stuff. It was quite enjoyable. It's really fun. In that kind of line, we're in there's a lot of these games right now, but it's another enjoyable one for sure. Yeah. And it's kind of, when you played, this is something I really liked, is if you're playing multiplayer and I ask a question, everyone else gets that information. So we're all learning from everyone's questions. So you're like, oh, so it's really a race. It feels very much like a race to get to the bottom of it first.
Okay.
Because we're all learning based on what everyone else asks as
Yeah.
well. At least that's where it works on BGA. So
Cool.
yeah, enjoyable.
Suzanne said, most of my game purchases have been based on watching your channel over the years. I love watching every one of your videos. Thank you for what you do, both for the hobby.
Cheers.
You're both the best. Thank you so
We
much,
hope we've
Suzanne.
steered you correctly with our
correctly.
recommendations.
Thank you for everyone chatting in the chat. Appreciate y'all so much. Thank you. All right. What we got next? Cloudspire. It's a biggin. I have been playing some Cloudspire because we're going to be covering Cloudspire stuff sometime in the future, soon here, this year at some point, we think. And so we got the base game so that we can, because like a lot of big chip theory games, you kind of have to play them. Basically, when we're doing playthroughs, there are certain things we can play once. We're like, okay, cool, we can show off this game. But there's other games where we have to play this multiple times because we have to show off the game well, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Chip theory games are usually ones we have to play a lot beforehand because you really have to learn various factions and all this kind of stuff. So I've been playing. I've always really wanted to play Cloudspire because I'm just enamored with the world and the game in terms of I'm enamored with the potential in the game. And this is a MOBA style game where basically you have minions and you have heroes, and your minions, basically you're gonna have a target. Your target almost always is gonna be your opponent's fortress gate. Because again, you're each playing factions. And your minions are basically just going
Just marching along.
kind of marching along. And you can manipulate how they go, but every single round, they have to end up closer to the gate than they were, unless they just can't move. And then they're kind of going, and then they're going to attack stuff as they're next to it. And then your heroes are kind of free form, and they can move around. It's chip theory. They all have abilities. They all have stuff they can do. And then all the factions are very different and really play very differently in terms of what they do. And again, it's kind of like a chip theory game where it's you really have to invest a ton of time into it to really appreciate all the gameplay and stuff like that. But it is very cool. Now, the cool thing about Cloudspire, like a lot of chip theory games, is there is a solo mode. There's actually competitive is the main way you're supposed to play, but pretty much everyone plays either solo or co-op, and this has really been lauded as really, really good solo and
That's
co-op.
how
And
I
I
wanna
think
play,
most
yeah.
people play it this way because this is also one of those games, if you're playing with PvP or even with more people, it's like you really have to know your faction, but you also really have to know the other person's faction. Otherwise, you might be like walking and be like, oh, I can't put this here because that unit of theirs is going to demolish them. So if you don't know that, you're just going to get destroyed. And so it's like one of those things where it's like, and I think everyone else is like, I'm just not going to dedicate enough time to learning every single faction that much before I even start playing. And then on top of that, like the competitive game, if you're into super tactical combat stuff, it's incredible apparently. I'm not. A lot of people aren't. So most people play this solo. And kind of as they've released more and more content for this, and as they've released kind of more content for this, they continually seem to release more and more and more solo and co-op stuff because I think they've realized that that's how most people play. But I really enjoy it. I'm really excited to kind of play it more. I've been playing it solo. And yeah, it's a really interesting kind of like way to like put your troops out and have them start marching towards. I'm always interested in like MOBA style games. And so yeah, I've really enjoyed it so far and I'm excited to kind of play it more. And again, we'll be covering it at some point this year. I'm not entirely sure when though. You played Codex?
Codex Naturalis.
Naturalis.
This is a game where you have these cards that are going to have one or more of their kind of corners cut out. They'll have like little different printing on them, which means you can stack other cards and cover up those corners.
Right.
Those corners will often be producing resources for you. And sometimes the card itself in the center will produce a resource, meaning you can't ever lose that resource. So what you're doing is you are playing these cards out, and basically whatever you can see are the resources you have available. And that will allow you to play your kind of there's kind of normal cards and these gold cards, which will be worth points and stuff. You need to have certain resources showing, 3 mushrooms and 2 whatevers, the purple thing, to be able to play that down. But then as you're kind of building out your tableau, you might be covering up resources or changing what things are available. A lot of those gold cards will be, conditional scoring types of things. I think you're racing to 20 points maybe or something like that. But I really enjoy just the puzzle of like covering up certain things. Any kind of like those games that have that layering element are always really interesting puzzles.
Yeah, you do. I like
really
them too,
like
but
those kinds
you
of
really
games.
like those kinds of games.
Yeah. So and it's just like a fun little
I like the fact that like
quick game.
whatever resource you can see, that's what you have.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a
so
cool
it's like very
concept.
easy to
Yeah.
glance about. Okay, I've got this and this. Okay, that's what I got, and maybe I'm going to keep building that, or I'll wreck that engine a little bit because I have this thing over here.
Yeah.
And every card you can just flip it face down, which basically becomes kind of a blank card of its type, but all 4 corners will be available. So you can. There's a lot of ways to kind of, mitigate and massage the puzzle you're building. Very cool. Yeah, nice, cool, like quick game.
Cool. I like the cover too. It's pretty.
A lot of things I like.
Played Cooper Island. Finally, our dear friend Corey will be very happy.
Finally played this game.
Yes.
It's been 5
Our
whole
good friend
years.
Corey has been bugging us to play this game
For half a decade.
like half a decade. Yeah.
We saw him playing this on the Dice Tower cruise in January of 2020.
Yes.
And
Yes,
he was
that was really.
he was
it
very
really
much
has
in that
been
mode.
half
Like,
a
you need to play
decade.
this game. And a little bit of time has passed since then, but here we are.
You're saying we're choppy. Everything looks fine on our end, y'all. People keep saying
Everyone says
we're
it's still
screwed.
watchable but choppy. Let us know.
I don't know. We're not dropping any. Maybe refresh, y'all.
It does seem like in that little bit of a thing that we got a little bit chop. I'll keep talking while we workshop the chop. I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's just a little not.
It's weird, but our connection on here and on YouTube both say excellent. So I have no idea. I'd say maybe refresh, see if that helps
Yeah.
it. I don't know what we can do otherwise.
But yeah, so Cooper Island is a game where you are kind of have all arrived on this strangely shaped island because basically you're all working on your own little portion of it.
Yes.
And you are cultivating the land by placing tiles. It's like kind of a tile placement game at the center of this.
Yeah.
And you're going to be building out, kind of exploring your part of the island and then also building up. And then the tiles that you're placing are going to show like mountain and meadow and stuff. And they are going to produce a specific resource. And the resources are going to stay on those tiles. And basically, however tall that tile stack is, if it's 3 or 2 or whatever, the cube on top of it is worth that of that thing. It's on the meadow, it's level 3. It's worth 3 food, that 1 cube. So you are kind of trying to place your tiles out. in such a way that you build up these valuable kind of resources and then spend those resources to, send ships on cargo ships out, which is kind of contract fulfillment. You can, you can.
There's a lot to do in this game.
Yeah, you can build like statues from these ruins you find, and do various things that are going to progress your
You
scoring.
get workers, you can upgrade those workers.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of different stuff. It's one of those games, the first time you play it, you just can't do a lot because you're just like, I don't know how to work this engine. And so, like, I'm excited to play it more to be like, because I'm just like, oh, I feel like the next time we're going to be better than this time. I feel like the time after that, we're going to be even better. Because the first time I was like, because it went really quickly, the game, and we were like, I haven't done anything.
Yeah.
But it was very intriguing and very cool. And it was in the kind of, the fact that you're working on your own island is like very cool. I liked it. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, it's ultimately a worker placement game where you're putting your workers on the center of the island to take certain actions. And it's just interesting, like the tile placement is interesting, and you can remove your cubes to your storage, but if I have a thing that's on level 4, it's worth 4 of whatever resource type it is. If I move it to storage, it's only worth 1.
Right.
But I can't stack something on top of a tile if a cube is still present. So you're really trying to be efficient, where it's like, I'm gonna build this up, get these cubes, spend those cubes to free up the spot to build again on top, get more valuable cubes. The puzzle of it is...
It's tough.
Because everyone
It's
talks
hard.
about it's so crunchy and stuff, and I'm like, the actions themselves are really straightforward.
Yes.
And I was just like, I guess. And we started playing, I was just like, oh no, this is brutal, because it's a really fun puzzle, really good crunch, but I was like, man, this is hard.
It's a similar comparison to something like Tricarion, where it's like, Tricarion I'd say is more complicated in terms of the actions you're doing, but like, when we were playing that game for the first time, we were just like, this isn't that heavy. But then like, the second half of the game, you start like crunching down, trying to figure out
maximize
how to maximize. And so like, it definitely gets there. I'm gonna real quick deactivate and reactivate this camera, so we won't go away for a second. I'm gonna see if that's gonna fix the choppiness. Hopefully it comes back. Let's see. Back. Should not have done that. That was a terrible idea.
Did that.
But we did it. Hopefully that's better. I don't know if it will be, but I just wanted to try that real quick. We're fine. Everything is here.
Well, then we went to the dark over there. Okay.
Yeah, because now it's hitting people. So we played Grand Archer Hotel. Let's Waltz. Me and Jimmy did do a little first impressions over on our Patreon if you want to check that out. But yeah, so this is the modular expansion, quite big expansion for Grand Austria Hotel.
Yeah, a bunch of modules.
We played with, I think, all of them.
We played with everything.
Yeah, we played with everything. So there's a whole bunch of different stuff in this. There is a bunch of new like guests. There's a whole ballroom now where when you complete doors, when you put people in rooms, you can kind of like send them over to the ballroom.
You can send them into the ballroom rather than putting them in their room and stuff, which is nice because it gives you an option if you don't have any prepared rooms. Yeah. Send them to the ballroom instead, but you gotta have champagne.
You gotta have champagne to do so. There's like special powers that you can get. There's like some cool other stuff going on. Overall, I thought it was cool. Like there's, as Linnea said, there's a celebrities module, which is these celebrities that you can kind of like have for a round, and they give you some abilities. There's definitely ways to kind of like loosen up the game a little bit where you can kind of do more stuff. Yeah. Overall, when this expansion got announced, I was like, I don't know if Grand Austria Hotel needs an expansion. And I'm kind of still in that boat. I did enjoy what we played with, and there's a couple modules where like, I'm like, if we have them, I will just play with them. But like, I don't know, what you feel about it?
I think I definitely liked it more than you and Jimmy.
Yeah.
I will be perfectly content playing the base game still, so it's not like an essential expansion in that regard.
At all.
Yeah, the celebrities module is cool because it gives more dice out on the board. It gives you interesting people and different abilities to do, but it comes at a price, so it still keeps that kind of Grand Austria Hotel, tough decisions, resource management stuff in the center. Yeah, I like that there's more guests and things. I will happily play with all these expansions again, and I will happily just play the base game.
Yeah, that's
it does
really what
not
it is.
move the needle that much.
The brothers were popped in chat. That's Jimmy.
That's Jimmy.
Said, hey, I like everything in the expansion, but can do without the ballrooms.
Yeah, I think that was kind of you and Jimmy's main thing, and I probably agree with that. Is like the ballrooms, which is definitely the biggest.
It's
module.
the biggest part.
It's sort of like the.
Yeah.
Each hotel has a little bit of asymmetry now, where I think does that come with the ballroom part?
No. Like the different sides of the boards and stuff.
No. But like a little power. There's like a little bit of a power to your hotel.
Yeah, that's one of the modules. I don't think it's the ballroom one though.
Yeah, because I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole sending people to the ballroom is cool, but it is another thing to have to consider and. Don't necessarily need that, but the rest of them I think were kind of better, the smaller ones.
Yeah, they were nice. They were nice. Again, it's just one of those things where it's like, it's one of those games, I don't know if it needed it, but I'm happy to have it, you know?
Yep.
Played Panda Royale. This is the other Panda game we played. Shouts out to Howie Do It, who's not in chat today, but sent us this game.
Yeah, we were streaming the other day, and they were saying, I've been playing the heck out of this game. I just had a family reunion type thing, and I played like 18 games of this with them. And then he just sent us a copy of it, which is so
super sweet. Thank you so much, Howie.
Shouts out to Howie.
And it's really fun.
It's really fun, man.
Really fun.
I totally absolutely understand why in the situation he was in, he played so many games of this.
Just a dice rolling game, essentially. Dice kind of collection game where there's lots of different kinds of dice. There's like blue dice and yellow dice and purple dice and red dice and green dice. They come in different denominations. So the green dice are like D20s. The red dice have like D6s and D8s and stuff. And basically, you're going to be drafting out dice. You're going to pull out a certain amount of dice, put them down, and you're going to draft them out. And then once everyone has their dice, you're going to roll all the dice you have. And then on your sheet, you're basically going to write down how they all score. And they all score differently. So like the yellow dice are just whatever you roll. It's just their value. But whoever rolls the highest of all the yellow values gets to draft first next round, which is very powerful. The blue dice are just their value, but there's some blue dice that have like glitter inside. So if you have a glitter die, the glitter die will times 2 your total blue value.
Yeah.
So having glitter dice is great. The purple die always are just doubled.
Yeah, you take the sum and double it.
And you double it. The red die have black inlays and white inlays, and then all the whites are positive points, all the black are negative points. And then you basically figure out the sum, which could be negative, and then you times that by the amount of red dice you have, which could be super good or really, really bad.
The green don't have anything special, but they're D20s.
They're D20s.
So in theory, you could roll a 20 on them, which is very valuable.
And then there's pink dice, which, what do the pink die do?
The pink allow you to trade?
No, the clear die allow you to steal.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what the pink die do. There's pink die. There's clear die, which allow you to then steal a die from someone else. The blue glitter dice particularly were getting stolen all over the place.
Yeah.
And so then every round, kind of like Dice Miner, every round you're drafting a new die, but you're keeping the die you have unless they get stolen. And so you're just rolling out more and more die. You do like 8 rounds.
The pink were the pity dice.
Oh, yes.
The players, the lowest score, get extra dice rolls.
Yes, get extras. It was great. I loved
it's super fun.
It's a great little just Dice Miner-y kind of like.
What's really fun about it is every round you're getting a die. You're going to play 10 rounds. So you start off in round 1 rolling 1 die, but in the end you're rolling 10, maybe 11 if you want to have one of the pity dice.
Yeah.
You're rolling all these dice, and your score just keeps ramping up, and everyone gets like 300 or 400 points.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's great.
It's super fantastic. It's so light. Anyone can play this game.
Yes.
And I think it can play up to 10 people or 8 people. Like it can
a
house
amount.
a lot of people playing it at once. And I was like, oh, this is so awesome because like holidays are coming up or whatever, any kind of family gatherings you have, Linnea out here getting married, it's like you could just bring this and play with any group and it will be super fun.
Yeah.
And people are taking dice and stuff. When you're stealing dice, you have to give them that clear die, so you're really trading. So no one's like losing anything, but you might get a die where it's just like, I needed that one die, so you might steal it back. It's great.
Yeah, it's
great. Just super light, super fillery. I always really appreciate games that are just like doing the thing that they do and doing it really well. The dice are really nice.
Yeah, they're really nice dice.
It comes in a big old bag of them. Super fun.
Yeah,
I
it's
really
fun.
really had a blast with this one.
Yeah,
and the bigger the group, the better for this one.
It's a good time.
Just rolling like 100 dice.
I'm not sure where the pandas come in, but I don't care. I don't care.
They show up in the beginning. They're all like the different nations of panda tribes are coming together for a feast or something like that.
Sure.
And that's the end of the theme there. There is one panda token for first player, and the rest are just dice.
That's it.
But why not? Why not pandas?
You played Isle Cats Duel?
I did. I played with Karen.
Oh,
This
cool.
is a perfect end of the night game.
Oh, okay.
Perfect. This is a 2-player only version of Isle of Cats, which falls into the long line of things that I like better than base Isle of Cats or all the other Isle of Cats products.
Yeah, right.
And this one will, you have a central board, and you have your ships, and you're filling your ships and stuff as normal.
With cats.
With kitty cats. And you have like a display of the lesson cards, treasure cards, anytime action cards, and then your cat tiles. And there's a little marker moving around, and you have to move 2 spaces. And the certain spots are adjacent and connected to other ones. You have to move 2 spaces, and then basically you can take an item from either where the little Oshax cat started, what it moved over, or what it landed on. You can pick up something from something that you traversed over, whether that be a certain card or a tile. Like normal Isle of Cats, you're trying to fill your boat as much as possible, complete rooms, cover up the rats, and make families of the same color cat. There are lesson cards, which will give you, if you have exactly 3 green cats, you get this bonus. So it's got all the kind of stuff of Isle of Cats, but it pairs away the card drafting and stuff.
Right.
You are doing card drafting, but in this different way by moving this cat around on this board. You can get fish tokens, but they're kind of like give you certain anytime actions you can use. You don't have to use them to collect cats or anything like that. And so it just puts that focus, onto filling out your boat. I really enjoyed it. It's very chill, very kind of casual. It's nice. I really liked it.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it.
I'm glad to hear it.
Yep.
That's awesome. You like River Rats?
River Rats.
Rats and cats.
Rats and cats, baby. Tale as
Rats
old as
and
time.
cats.
So River Rats is a cooperative, collective poker game where you are gaining cards either from this market of cards that are available or off the deck, and you are trying to beat the River Rat, which is going to have I think 8 cards or so, or 7 cards, some of which are face up, some of which are face down. So you have an idea of what kind of hand they have, but you don't have all the information. And you are getting cards and then having to commit 1 card at a time to this collective poker hand. Once you have 5 cards, you flip over all the River Rats, see who has the strongest hand, and the winner will apply debt to the other. So if the River Rat beats us, we collect debt, which will kill us potentially, and we're trying to give the River Rat a bunch of debt. So a couple things, though, that come up is the River Rat will always be suited with a king, and depending on the suit, they'll have a different ability that'll mess with you. One might be the first card has to get played face down, so we don't have perfect information. The person who played it knows, but I can't tell you that. And then the cards you play, each suit has an ability. So if I play a diamond, I can swap one of the other cards in the collective hand out with a different card from my hand. So I can maybe change stuff up a little bit that way. Other things allow you to discard cards. You can draw better stuff and hopefully, have a better shot at getting the hand you need. And yeah, I've enjoyed this one. It's fun. It's hard. You are sometimes beholden to the cards, but I like that there's some mitigation and stuff like that. You can even gain some jokers to help give you some flexibility. And no, just like jokers, like in the classic, put it in as any card and value.
It's not
and
Baladra,
suit.
I don't want to talk about it.
There you go. But it is poker stuff, and you're trying to win before you get beat.
All right, cool.
It's River Rats, man. It's very enjoyable.
Fruits. We got to play Anno 1800. This was a Patreon pick. So our $10 and up patrons picked this one. This is a game that we have been wanting to play for a while. We've heard very, very good things about Anno 1800. We did do a live stream of this, so you can actually watch us play this one. This one was interesting. It's also, I think, the first Martin Wallace game I've ever liked, which is awesome, because I always really want to like Martin Wallace games, and I never do.
You're gonna like.
But this is based off of the video game Stardew Valley, and it's good. It was based off of Anno 8. There's a bunch of Anno games, but it's Anno 1800. Well, you're kind of like, you go onto an island and you're getting resources and stuff. It's just like, this is uninhabited island. And you're just like building up industry. You're gaining population. You got to keep those people happy. They want to work, and you got to have them work, and you got housing for them and all this kind of stuff. That's what you're doing in the video game. In the board game, you are basically, again, like kind of building out your islands, and you are getting various production, which is going to give you these things, which allows you to essentially get more production of higher end production. You're trying to fulfill certain things. But one of the cool things about the game that I really, really enjoyed is that you can constantly use other people's productions. So a big part of the game, we're like, well, if Mike already has schnapps, which is a big big part of the game, I think. Mike already has Schnapps. I don't really need Schnapps because I could just use his. Whenever I use his, do I have to give you a gold or you just gain a gold?
You get a gold from the supply, I think. I
Yeah,
don't think
so
I pay you.
I don't think so either, if I remember correctly.
great.
So it's like you're giving them something, but you're also like, well, then I don't have to spend the time building that thing.
Yep.
And so it's this really interesting kind of like shared infrastructure whole system that you're kind of trying to build up to complete these essentially like kind of like villager cards, basically.
Your
You have, like,
population and their needs.
Yes,
so they're
of
each
what
going
they want.
to need certain things, so you need to produce
and
those
there's like
things
higher
too.
end ones and lower end ones. Like they want fancier stuff, and so you're trying to complete those. I really, really liked it. I thought it was really fun.
Yeah, this is one that's been like really well regarded. People have really dug it. The way you can kind of build up your production and the types of workers you have to activate those productions and trying to upgrade them. Or add them, which of course adds population because there's people moving to your town, so you then have to fulfill their needs. So there's this kind of like interesting buildup of like, okay, I need more workers and stuff to be able to go and do these things, and that's cool. But now I have more things I have to do to actually win the game or complete the game, which is by getting rid of all your cards. And so you are kind of helping yourself and gaining problems along the way. Like it's a fun balance, but then eventually you'll reach that tipping
cross
point,
that horizon,
and then you just kind of cascade into like completing a bunch of stuff, which give you bonuses and various things to boot.
It was really cool.
It was a really fun game, man.
Yeah, it was
I
really
really
cool.
want to play it again.
And apparently, people say the expansions make it way better, but the expansions are not available in the United States. So anyone across the pond, let us know if you got expansion because I really want to play it.
We are here scoping.
I got to play Roth. Now we have played Roth before. Back in the day when it was on Kickstarter, but I got to play the finished version, which we usually kind of call a new game. Although this one has not changed too much, but this is by Chip Theory Games. There's a solitary chip in the game, and it is I think the first player marker. There's got to be one. There's got to be one.
Got to keep to the brand, baby.
But nonetheless, this is a Manny Tremblay design and art. It's very like super neon, but it's this fantasy world where you're taking on a faction and it's an area control game. You're vying for control over kind of like the areas of the map. They're kind of randomly assigned a point value every single game.
Yeah, certain
so it's
areas
not always
be more
the same.
valuable or less, which is great.
So it might also have resources and stuff like that. And then you have your faction, and you kind of start in an area that's kind of somewhat off the board. It's on the board, but it's like you can't attack there or anything like that. And you're kind of moving in and you're attacking each other, and all the factions kind of play very differently, and they all have special abilities. You kind of have your normal troops, but then you're going to have your troops that do different stuff. And so, like, I played as like the dwarves, and the dwarves have miners they can put out, which don't fight anything, but if you put them on like resource nodes, because you're getting what's it called? I want to say ochre. It's not ochre. It starts with an O. The gems. They're money in the game. I can't remember what it's called. It's not
I think
ochre.
it is ochre. Pretty sure.
I think it's ochre. So you're getting ochre, and you can mine it out. That's what the dwarves do, because they're out there mining, and then people can attack your miners to get them out, because I'm getting a ton of these gems. And particularly all the dwarves, a lot of their abilities require you to spend these gems.
Yeah.
And like one of their main troops is, I can't remember what they're called, but they basically just ram people.
Yeah.
So they basically can move into an area and then like ram people and then move two people from that area out of the area. And then if you spend these gems, you spend ochre, you'll also damage them.
Yeah.
And so you can kind of go like boom, and just keep ramming people. And then like Shay was playing as like these undead orc things, which I think you played as, which essentially can just keep bringing people back on. It seems everyone's kind of OP in a lot of different ways.
You just got to use them right? You got to maximize their ability.
Paula was playing as like I think the elves, and they always like break ties, which is like really, really powerful. And so it's really fun. There's like 4 factions in the game, then 2 more in expansions. And it's really easy to get up and play. It's Chip Theory, so it's got great production value. The art I really, really like. I liked it a lot. I thought it was fun. It's good.
Cool. Yeah, I'm excited to play it again now that there's the finished product and stuff. So.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
Mike, you got to play Final Girl.
I did. So Nick had played this a few months ago.
We played this while camping.
We played it while camping, which is perfect.
It was
man.
a good.
It's
at nighttime under lanterns.
Yeah, and I've been wanting to play this really bad because I watched Jamie play it a lot.
I just love the
Van
concept.
Ryder channel. It's a great concept.
It's such a good
man.
concept. It's one of the best concepts in all of board
You're
games.
the final girl. You're in a familiar, tropey
Familiar, but
horror
legally
situation, legally
different
distinct from
area.
anything. The fact that everything is cross-compatible with everything else, so any hero can be in any map with any villain is super cool. I just that is awesome, and it works really well. And so I've been wanting to try it and stuff. And so I tried the Camp Happy Trails with
Yeah.
Hans, like the
Played as
first
her,
set.
yeah.
Played her, like the very first game, baby's first final girl. And
Got wrecked.
it was really fun. I got wrecked. I was doing really well, and then I
were.
got super killed.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Because it's a quick game. It's one of those things. It's not meant to be a
No.
super long game.
Yeah, maybe 30 minutes or so, depending. And this is like a action selection game where you're gonna be playing cards to take actions and stuff and spend your time that you have available to move around to try to save, in this case, other campers and stuff and get them to the exits, which will largely power you up. You're trying to attack the baddie and not get slapped and gain items and do different things. And there's this kind of fun push and pull of like, you want to spend time doing stuff, but your time is also your resources for purchasing action cards. Every time you play an action card, you lose it, and you can rebuy it later, or you have a handful of starter cards which are zeros, but you still have to put them to the shop for at least one turn.
Yeah.
So you can't just keep spamming the same action. And that kind of like little cooldown resource management for getting your cards, I thought was really interesting.
Yeah,
there's
cool.
some really cool cards, but they're expensive, so you probably can't afford them every time, and you are trying to, there's kind of like horror levels and different things. You're trying to stay in the happiest point possible because you get to roll more dice and have better chances of success. There's a lot of fun things.
Yeah. I like it a
and
lot.
I really want to play it again. Yeah, but I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Really
it's one of those
enjoyed
games
it
I
a lot.
really want all of it. And every single time I see it in store, it's really expensive. I'm always like, nah, but one day I'm sure I'll break down and get it all because I do want it all.
Yeah.
We played Andromeda's Edge, Mikey.
Yeah.
Finally playing Andromeda's Edge.
wanting to play it
Mikey
for a
particularly
while.
really want to play Andromeda's Edge.
Yes.
I've been kind of like, I'll play it if it's available.
I just like it looks cool and
Yeah.
stuff. I've always heard like really good things about Dwellings of Eldervale
Yep.
and people saying, a lot of folks saying that Andromeda's Edge, which is very much based on Dwellings of
Space
Eldervale,
dwellings, yeah.
improves certain aspects. And so we haven't played the first, so we can't speak to that.
Sure can't.
But this is a game, a big old game. We played a big 4-player game of this with Jimmy and Charlie when he was visiting. And you are gaining ships, playing ships out onto this kind of expanding board of action spaces. There's planets which give you these little moon tokens, which you can slot in various places to give you boons or use them for a one-time benefit. You are attacking potentially each other, but also there's kind of NPCs, these raiders and stuff, which you can attack to move up a track. You're building out modules to your kind of space station, which will bump you up these different tracks that will give you a lot of end-game scoring, and then give you little in-game benefits, and they're all kind of specialized to a certain thing. And building developments.
It's got the place your stuff and then recall and
Yes.
do other stuff. Luke Laurie, right?
Yeah,
it's
Luke
it's a
Laurie
very
and-
Luke
and-
Laurie thing.
And Max Laurie worked on this
Yeah.
one, and it's Luke Laurie's signature
thing,
thing,
man.
is you place stuff out and you bring your stuff back, and that's when you activate all your modules
Yeah.
and get most of your resources.
And I
stuff.
do
So
really
it's
like-
very engine building in that way.
I like
which
that
liked
mechanic a lot.
Yeah, I really dug it. It was fun. We played Charlie's copy. He had the deluxe,
big old
Kickstarter
crazy
one that's
version.
just all big and crazy, and it was very fun. It was a big epic experience.
Yeah.
I really am excited to play this again. It's on Board Game Arena, I think, in alpha now. But yeah, this is one where I'm like, man, I would love to play this like once a year, once every 18 months or so. Maybe at a con and just have the big epic experience. For my money off of like a first play, I'd say like I'd want to play this over certainly TI4. And over like Eclipse, it's like if we're playing like a big kind of
They're very
do
different
stuff,
games, but if you're trying to
very
play a
different
big
games,
space game,
but that kind of vibes, like I'd rather play this one because of the engine building aspect, the recall mechanism aspect. Like it's got a lot of
let's be
things
honest,
that we like.
It's more of a Euro game than it is like a big old SpaceX.
Yeah. And then the battle system I like a lot, where it's like you can play certain cards to mitigate your battles and stuff, and then you're going to get your amount of dice that you roll, and you're going to roll, and the highest result wins. If there's a tie for the highest result, you go to your next highest die. That highest die wins. So the battle's
very simple,
quick.
yeah.
If you lose a ship, it just goes to this repair barge, and it eventually comes back to you. You don't ever lose anything like fully, so it's not punishing.
No.
Which I liked, because we're not really conflict-heavy type of players anyway. But I really enjoyed.
Yeah, it was good.
You
You definitely liked it more
I liked
than
it more
did.
than you, and I think
Yeah,
Jimmy. So
I did like it. I thought it was fine. It's not again. It's one of those things where like every couple years we play a big game of this, I'd probably participate. I am never going to seek it out again, though, I think.
Fair enough.
Personally. Again, I would play it, but not going to seek it out.
That's a death no. That means I will never play it again.
Yeah. Well, no, not because you can play it. We're not going to have it. Are you going to buy it?
Well, it's in our house right now.
Did you buy it?
No, Charlie left it.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I didn't realize you'd left it. Okay. Well, then we'll play it again. Probably not.
Nick thought he was free.
I thought it was free.
I liked it.
I thought it was fine.
I'll
thought
play
it was
at
fine.
a con with someone if anyone wants to be my friend.
Yeah. I said you played at con. Yeah. I thought it was good.
I can play on BG. I don't need you.
Thought it was good.
I don't need you. I don't even need it. I don't even need them.
You've been playing the Game Makers a lot on BGA.
I have. Yeah, this is a new one from Bezier, which is crowdfunding at the moment. This is a game about making games. Making real life games.
Not everyone's super. I like really meta games like that.
Me too. I think it's fun.
I think it's very fun.
Manufacturing and stuff is interesting, especially now that we have dealt with manufacturing a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
And so, yeah, this is a game where you are moving your forklifts around to different action spots to gain tile components, gain dice, gain cards, gain meeples and stuff for your games. Your games are going to be contracts. They're all real games.
Yeah.
And you will be working on these contracts, and they're going to require certain components. To be able to fulfill those contracts, they will then go onto your shelf, and they are in the category of like cooperative, engine building, set collection, and war games that are each going to score slightly differently and stuff, and give you different things. And a lot of things are going to be like this game scores 1 point plus 1 point for every row in your shelves that has a card requirement game. That has things like that. The other thing I really like about this game is that all of those components that you can gain and draft have a dual use. So you can send anything for components for completing those contracts, or you can, with the cards, put them face down just to be general cards for your contracts, or they are the contracts. So you can decide to keep it for a game you're going to try to work on. The dice, you can either put them in your components, or you'll always roll them, and then you can use their value to move up the marketing for the different tracks, which will actually activate the scoring for your war games or your cooperative games and stuff. So for any of them to score for just kind of the looking at the totality of your shelves, you have to bump up the marketing track on those things, so you can use the dice for those. Your workers, you can put them for components, or you can hire them, put them in your break room, and they can go out into different spots of your game board, and then they will reset and come back to your break room kind of throughout the game, so they actually become workers for you. And the tiles can kind of go into your assembly line to make the kind of requirements for stuff cheaper, because there's basically level 1, level 2, and level 3 for all of those components. And so if I had 3 of the dice on tiles in a row in my assembly, now anything that requires dice will require 1 level lower. So anything that would require 2 only needs a level 1 die. So it's kind of your engine building. I love the dual use of all of the components. I think it's really cool. And when you're playing the game and stuff, it's all simultaneous play. So you kind of move, and there's this kind of cool wheel, which is like a forklift steering wheel situation. I really like it, man. I think it's really fun.
I know you really, really like
Especially
it.
the more I've played it, the more I've kind of seen like all the things you can do, and I really enjoy it.
That's what I've heard. I've heard the general consensus of the game is really, really good, but very expensive.
So you got to be forklift certified for this bet. I'm in.
I'm in.
Yeah, you're cruising around on your little forkies.
Your little forky lift,
Most people in the know.
That's right. You got to play forklift for the first time. I forgot.
I did play forklift
because I played forklift before. I played it with Amy and Maggie at Dice Tower West. Yeah. But yeah, this is a cool trick-taking game.
Yes. We were talking about torchlit. We keep saying forklift because we were just
talking
about
forklift?
Yeah.
We've said
it 5 times.
No.
Yeah. But I said it too, but I was saying it as a joke.
Forklift is hard.
Torchlit.
Torchlit is a great game. Great trick-taking game where what is seemingly very common now, where you are going to be betting on how many tricks you're going to win.
A classic trick-taking.
Yeah, but I feel like recently, it's like every single trick-taking game is like, you also got to bet on how many
tricks you're
going to win. This is an interesting game where basically you're playing out tricks. There's suits of cards, must-follow kind of trick-taking game. If you win the trick, you are going to get to move forward in this kind of like linear dungeon that has spots 0 through 7, which is the ranks of the different cards. And then basically, you get to move forward. Also, if you played the same number as the card that won, so if the card that won was a 6, but you played a 6 that was like off suit, you also get to move forward.
Yep.
But then whoever played the lowest card essentially gets to assign the cards, because each of these spots, 0 through 7, will get cards assigned to it. So basically the person who's lowest, let's say we all played green, the person who played the lowest green gets to take one of those cards and put it in its correct slot. So they take the 5, it'll go into the 5 slot, that kind of stuff. And then basically, and then the person who also played the lowest also gets to lead the next trick. And then at the end of the round, wherever you are in this like little dungeon, however many cards are there, you're essentially going to get points. So if there are these kind of like dragon cards, which are like the kind of trump suit in the game, each one of those is worth 2 points if they're in that spot. Every other card is worth 1 point. So if there's like 6 points in that spot, you get 6 points.
Yeah.
If there's multiple people there, you're going to split the points.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, whatever card you have left over, because you're not going to play every single one of your cards, that is also where you're guessing where you're going to be in the dungeon. So if you get that correct, you're going to get 5 points. 3 points rather. If you're wrong about it, it'll then go to its correct slot and be worth 2 points for whoever's there.
Might beef up someone else's.
So it's just a cool, fun trick-taking game. I do enjoy those games where you're trying to bid on what you think you're going to get, but it's also not like the end of the world if you don't get it. Yeah, you still end up in points.
Different ways to get points. Depending, you know, if like just by virtue of the way things are spinning out, the 4th slot is super valuable and you can get there and no one else is there and you get all those points, that might be more valuable than whatever your bid was.
For sure,
so, you know,
and there's so much of like you don't actually want to move forward, but you're like forced to because you win the tricks. There's a lot of times where you're not trying to win because you're like, man, no one's on 0, and I've won 0 tricks. So I'm trying to stay here because then I'm getting any and all of these points for myself.
Heck yeah.
It's really, really good.
I liked it.
Yeah, it's a banger. I like it a lot. I played Mythical Dice. It's another thing I played at Paula's.
How about this one, man?
This, I think you're really going to like it. This is a dice trick-taking game, another trick-taking game. There's a billion of them now, which is great. Really I like them quite a lot. Hey, thank you so much for that.
Hey, thanks for the super chat. We appreciate it.
How's it going? Going good. Thank you so much for that super chat.
Now. That's a great pair. I think it's a pair, a little pair body, just vibe, chilling. I'm loving that thing. Thank you so much for the super chat.
Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate you so much. So Mythical Dice is a really interesting game where you are going to be, you're playing over multiple rounds. The first round, everyone's going to grab one of the die out of the bag, and then that's what you're going to play. Next round, grab 2 dice, then 3 dice, then 4 dice. I think up to 8 maybe, or something like that. And then basically, the person who leads is going to take one of their dice. There's like gray, yellow, purple, red, that kind of stuff. And you're going to take it, and then you roll it. And so whatever you have, the die, you have to roll it when you're playing, and that's the value that you're doing.
So you don't know.
So it's not like you roll behind your screen and that's your value. It's like, no, you take it and then roll it out here. So it's like you don't really know what you're playing. And the dice have different strengths. So the gray die, which is the lowest, are all like 1 pips, but then one of the 6 sides is a 7 pip, which is the highest. So it's very like you could end up winning even though you don't really mean to. And then the yellow die is like 2 through 5 on there. And then the next die is like 3 through, and the red die, which is the strongest, has only like, I think 5 through 8 on it, or 5 through 7 on it, basically. But then there's these other mythical dice, which is like a griffin, a mermaid.
Like a minotaur, maybe?
And a minotaur, that's what it is. And they all kind of beat each other, and they're basically going to beat any other kind of die out there. But it's must follow. So if someone rolls a yellow die, if you have a yellow die, you have to roll it. And then per usual, kind of as now I said, going back to Wizard way back in the day, you have to bid on how many things you think you're going to win. So at the beginning, everyone has to go Minotaur. And then you have to say how many tricks you think you're going to win.
And that might be based on the color of dice, so I have really strong
Yes, or very weak dice like that.
Okay.
And then so also, a lot of the die also have flags on them. Flags are like the lowest thing because they don't have a pip value. And so there's all these different ways of like, if people have flags, this is what wins, all this kind of stuff. It's really, really fun. And so it's this thing where like, because on top of that, it's like, it's must follow if you can, but in the end, it's just value that wins. So if everyone plays yellow, but I'm a yellow and I roll a gray, it's the highest value that wins. So sometimes you're like, I don't want to win this. I'm going to roll my gray. But then you hit that 1-7. And you're like, I didn't want that to win. It's great. I was shocked at how much fun it was.
You were talking about this one right away.
Really liked it. I really want to find it. It's by Yellow. Yellow Dice is, I guess.
It's not that new, though. I was like, oh, must be, it's like from 2016
I've never heard of it. I've never seen it anywhere. I don't know how available it is, but I really, really enjoyed it a lot. I really want to get it. We had to play Moon Colony Blurberth.
We sure did. We played live on stream, so do check that
I
out.
really liked this game.
This game was awesome, man.
It was fun.
It
was
was
ridiculous.
so fun, dude. This is a game where you're going to have peaceful times on Mars, as the title would suggest. You're on the moon, you're trying to build up a colony, and just disasters are going to befall you at an increasing regularity.
And everyone, to be fair.
And everyone. The game itself is just going to self-destruct on you, and you are gaining and playing cards, which are going to give you all their kind of the structures, and then also the population that's housed within those structures. When your population are your points, and you're trying to have the biggest population, or they're also the way you get knocked out if you lose all of your population. So you're going to be building out these cards that are going to give you benefits when you're taking the other main actions, like mining and getting food and stuff, your resource gathering actions. So there might be things that are colored to those actions, which give you additional things you gain. There are cards that are going to, give you other various benefits and stuff. And you're trying to do this to manage your resources in order to build as many cards as possible, because as you progress through the game, there's kind of like an action deck that is flipping over. And if it's like one of your work tasks, you can use one of your workers to do one of the main actions that I mentioned and trigger any cards that trigger off of those. But there are event cards, which are going to have you put the new events into the deck, which are all going to be negative things.
There's robots.
There's robots that'll get added into the deck. And
Which
the
are cool.
robots might give you really cool benefits, but they also all are crazy and will kill people. So you are going to lose some amount of people anytime robots come in, but they also might give you another benefit. There's other events that's just like you're just losing population.
Yeah.
You have population tokens, which you can gain and lose. If ever you're out of population tokens, then you got to destroy one of your buildings to get the population from that to cover the cost.
Yeah.
And a lot of the buildings have when lost abilities.
Yeah.
Which are usually pretty nice and powerful, so you kind of want to lose your buildings,
Sometimes,
but
yeah.
also that's your people,
Yeah.
and you want your people to survive, and every round is just going to escalate, because that stack of actions, you will go through all of those cards, and then any new cards that have been added now, so the hits keep on coming.
They sure do.
And you're either trying to be the last one to survive, or if you get all the way through the game, the person with the most
And I
population.
think when we were playing, everyone's like, we've never gotten to the end.
And
everyone
did
always dies.
Nor did we.
Yeah, we sure did.
Nick
I won with
survived
one person.
with one human being, presumably yourself, I guess.
Yeah, really though.
And I just love the
I
theme.
love
Like
it.
the cover here says it all. There's like a KitchenAid that's a robot that's like going crazy and stuff. It's so fun.
Yeah.
It's basically all simultaneous play.
Yeah.
So if I get a thing that's a work action, we all just do our work action stuff. So it keeps the game moving.
Yes.
And I think that's something that, like, this game isn't going to be for everybody because you're going to lose all your stuff. But this game is like light enough and breezy enough and quick enough that I love that it's chaotic like that.
Yeah.
If it was a more plotting heavy game, this is what for like Empire's End for us that didn't hit, is like it's more of a heavy game and you're getting kind of knocked down and stuff, but it felt more punishing. Here, I was just laughing at the destruction happening
it's
because
funny.
and it's really happening equally to
Yes, it
everybody.
is, yes.
Which I really liked a lot.
Well,
so
it's
if you're
just like-
in the mood for that kind of thing, this game is super fun.
It's, as we said multiple times, like, don't tell me theme doesn't matter, because like,
Oh my gosh.
there's multiple reasons why I didn't like Empire's End, but one of the things, because it's ultimately a serious theme, like your Empire's ending, it just feels, when bad stuff's happening, it feels way worse.
Yeah.
This is so campy
A
and
silly,
pulpy.
not real world situation.
It's called Moon Colony Bloodbath. It's
Yeah.
like, when bad stuff happens, at least for me, it's just funny. And that's why themes matter. It's like to me, the breeziness of the theme carries this one through. Whereas if this was like, you're earnestly trying to like build a moon colony and like this bad, it's like, then it wouldn't be fun in my opinion. The fact that it's like, there's robots, but they're just killing people, but they're kind of useful. It's like,
it
it's
knows exactly
so
what
funny.
it is. It's being exactly what it wants to be, and it does it really well. And it gives you this big fun experience and does it quickly. This game will play like in an hour max.
Don't
It's
tell me
super
theme doesn't
fun.
matter.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, the theme here is what makes everything.
Indeed. We played Wilmot's Warehouse. I played this game twice because I played with Paula, Shay, and Paula's husband, and I raved about it. The Mike then bought it, and then we played it.
Yep.
All in the same month. And so I love this game. This game it shouldn't work, but it does.
It is awesome. It is based on a video game called Wilmot's Warehouse,
Yep.
where you are that little smiley square. You're a little worker in a
You're like
factory.
organizing a warehouse.
And you're organizing a warehouse and getting goods, which are going to be all these various just kind of abstracted but
Shapes.
familiar looking shapes.
Kind of look like stuff.
And in the video game, you are trying to put things with like things and stuff, and then ultimately you're going to get orders from people who want specific stuff. You have to quickly grab everything and bring it back. Now in the video game, the whole thing centers on the fact that wherever your worker is in your immediately surrounding area is the only stuff you can see. So you have to remember where you put stuff, because once you get over to an area, then you can see stuff like, oh yeah, this is where I have my rocket parts over here. And you have to kind of organize it in such a way. So in this game, we are getting these tiles and we're flipping over one at a time. And then we are assigning that tile somewhere in this 7x7 grid of squares.
Yeah, it has to be next to something else.
It has to be next to something else, and it's going to be all of these random things. And you have to remember where everything is, because as soon as you move on to the next turn, the tile flips face down for the rest of the game.
You'll never see it again.
You'll never see it again. So in order to facilitate this, you have to come up with a story.
You have to weave a story.
You have to weave a tale about what these things represent.
It's just like mnemonic memory devices.
Exactly.
Basically.
You're just doing stuff to remember where things are by kind of creating a world and story.
Yeah.
And it very much just encourages you to do that. So
Yeah.
we, for example, as you, me, and Jimmy playing, the first thing we flipped over looked like a donut. It was just like a ring.
Yeah.
A little ring thing, but kind of thick. And we're like, okay, well, that's a donut.
Yep.
Right there in the middle, okay, we have a donut.
Donut, easy.
The next thing, it was kind of looked like a sort of
looked like a
chef
hat.
hat. And we're like, okay, we'll
That's
put that
the-
above the donut. That's who makes the donuts.
That's Mr. Donut.
That's
So
Mr.
like you
Donut.
can say like from the base here. So like look at the top row here. It's like this looks like a sleep mask to me.
Yes.
So it's like, okay, this is a sleep mask. It goes face down. This kind of looks like a light. To go to sleep, you have to turn off the light. So let's put that next to
Put
this.
that next to it, and yeah.
And then the next one's flowers. You got to smell the flowers in the morning after you wake up from your sleep. But your sleep, you got to turn off the light,
Yeah.
and then you wake up, and then you got to get the Target done. You got to go to Target. I don't know.
Yeah, you gotta
Basically,
eat a bagel or
But
whatever.
you're in the morning you're eating a
and
bagel,
where
right?
things are placed, you kind of tell the story. So we had that sleep mask, and we had this kind of look like a Roman column. We're like, oh, that's your side table. And the sleep mask sits on top of the side table. So we had the mask, and just below it was that little column, because we're like, well, that's where this is sitting on. You end up creating this wacky story, and it's basically just trying to figure out ways to explain.
Yeah, and
we
remember.
had regular donuts, we had specialty donuts, we had mini donuts because they had a food truck on the side.
We had Mr. Donut, who's the person who made the donuts, but then there was a manager in the bottom right corner who was the
Yeah.
king of donuts.
He was the king of donuts. He had a crown, so you know he's the manager. And there's an egg-looking thing. He's like, well, he eats his eggs in the morning, and he has to go.
course.
And he's the one who works the fryer because he had to push the button for the fryer, and only the manager can push the button. And so anyway, you go through several rounds. There are other different rules that come in where only certain players look at the tiles and blah blah blah.
It gets harder, yeah.
And at the end of the game, you'll have 35 face-down tiles. And then you have cards that show all of the images from the tiles, so some of which you use, some of which you did not use in this particular game. You're going to deal out all of those cards, and then you have to all work together to put the right things in the right places
Simultaneously, though. So you're not really-
simultaneously. So you can confer with each other and stuff, but you're trying to put everything out as quick as you can because you are timed.
Yeah.
And then you check your work. How accurate were you?
Yeah.
And you can actually do this.
Yeah, we missed one.
We missed one,
Yeah.
but we didn't know we could confer with each other.
That's
and so
true.
if we had
Yes.
been able to, we would have been like, no,
Yes.
it's this one. So
So
that we messed
and
up a rule there.
When I played with Paula and Shay in Lawson, we
did
got
it as
100%. So it's astonishing how well it works. Like
Yes.
you can remember because multiple times, like, okay, let's go back to the thing. Okay, so the sleep mask, and you just keep
This is
going
the axe.
through
The
it.
axe chops the donuts, and
The axe chops the
you have
donuts, and
all
then they go
sorts
into the
of
fryer.
like
It's just
explanations.
It's so much fun. I
is
was
so fun,
blown
dude.
away at how well it worked. And again, so much so that I told Mike about it, he immediately bought it, and then we played it.
It's so fun,
I think
man.
it's so much fun. I thought it
This
was
game
brilliant.
is undoubtedly going to be group dependent. There might not
Yes.
be every kind of person who enjoys doing that kind of thing. For us, it was absolutely hilarious to come up with the justifications for why certain tiles are in certain places. And the story it tells is one, like, we will remember aspects from that particular play forever. Nick, in your first game had a thing where there's a whole section of things where everything was underwater.
Yeah, everything was underwater.
And stuff, and you just come up with these things. So, like, if you're into that kind of thing, this is a 10 out of 10 S tier experience. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait to play it again because with the right group and everyone's kind of weaving this tale and buys into the premise, it's gonna hit hard.
Yeah.
It is so much fun.
It's really good. I liked it a lot. But here's the thing, y'all. We all know that old games are trash.
Old games don't deserve to exist.
Exactly. The only thing that matters is the new hotness. We all agree.
And
But
hence Acquire.
hence Acquire. There's a new version now, and that's why it's worth playing.
Yeah, thank God.
I played Acquire for the first time at Paula's because Paula has played it, and she found like in her grandparents' like closet like a version of
Old
Acquire from like the
copy.
60s, like a super old version of Acquire, and it's so much fun. It's really, really good. First of all, I didn't know anything about Acquire. I knew it was like an economic game, but it's about like hotels merging, which
Yeah.
I did not know.
Yeah. In a very abstract way.
Yeah.
But a very cool way.
Yeah, and so it's like Acquire is really, really fun. So basically, you have like a grid that's numbered. So like the first like column is like 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, then 2A, 2B, and it goes all the way down to some letter. And it goes 12. And so there's a whole bunch of these little tiles. And so you have 6 of these tiles in front of you that again, just are, it says like 6C, right? So on your turn, you will place one of these tiles out. If you place it next to one other tile, that then creates a hotel. It could be like the Continental or something like that. And you basically get to choose which hotel it is. And then basically, once a hotel is established, you, at the end of your turn, and then at the end of everyone's turn, you can buy stocks in hotels that exist, basically.
Sure.
And then the bigger the hotels get, the more expensive those stocks get. But a big part of the game is you start off with a certain amount of money, but you never inherently just get money in the game. The only way you get money is when hotels merge. So basically, if there's like the Continental here and then the Tuscan here or whatever, if they ever touch, they're going to merge. So if you put the kind of keystone in between them, they're going to then merge, and whatever hotel is bigger is going to eat the smaller one. And so if the Continental is bigger than this one, the Continental becomes that whole hotel.
Real life.
And then,
That's how
yeah,
it
it's
goes.
just how it is. It's just mergers. So whatever the smaller hotel was, Saxon, I think is one of them in there. Basically, if you have stock in there, you will reveal the stock you have, and whoever has the most stock in there will get paid out for the majority stockholder. And then I think the second place also gets paid out as second majority. And then everyone else can either sell the stock they have, or everyone, not just them,
Sell the stock of the
sell the
old.
stock of the old. It's only the one that's getting eaten. Sell the stock to get money, or you can turn in 2 stocks to get 1 stock of the new bigger hotel, or you can just hold on to them. Because then later, if you make 2 little things, that hotel can come back. So that stock might be
You already
worth
have a
it.
leg up on the new business venture.
Yeah.
that's
And there's a
interesting.
point where once a hotel becomes 11 bricks big, it's then safe, which means it can't get eaten.
Yeah.
Even if the other one is the entire board, you can't eat them. And so basically the game will eventually time out because either one hotel is like 41 bricks big, which is like huge, or there's a certain amount of safe hotels, basically. And then you're basically going to score all the majorities for the hotels, and whoever has the most money win. It is so good, y'all. This game has been around forever, has gotten a billion
For a
versions
reason, it seems, right?
forever, for a reason. I was just like, man, I really, really, really liked it. We actually ended up getting it, and I really want Mike to play it. And so we're hopefully going to play it. Mike will get to play it here soon.
I don't play old games, so I'm not
Yeah,
gonna do
it's
it.
a trash old game
I won't be
because
doing
old
that.
games are trash, as we
Sounds
know.
awful.
But I really, really liked Acquire a
Sounds
lot.
really good, dude.
Yeah, it was good, but it's not hotels merging. I had no idea. I knew there was like stocks and stuff in it, but
You
like,
gotta
yeah,
acquire the hotels.
yeah, that's how it
You're
is.
gonna acquire that little hotel over there.
So that is all the new games we play. So we're gonna very quickly, because we've already been talking for quite a long time. We're gonna very, very quickly go through all the old games, and we'll stop if we have anything kind of note to say.
Absolutely. These are just in alphabetical order now. Old games, BB. Okay.
Abyss, played Abyss for the first time in a while. Played on BJ. It's great. Abyss is incredible. Incredible game.
Solid game, man. Played Arrow. This again, Sausage Sizzle before Sausage Sizzle. Fun
that's
little
right.
filler.
That's
Fun
right.
little filler. Age of Innovation. Love it so much.
Is it
Still
on
really
BJ?
love it. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, baby.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, baby.
Bebop, been playing it, enjoying it. Really, as I said last month, I think really want to play it in person, IRL. So
Yeah, totally,
Lightwing when
totally.
it comes out. We'll check it out.
Beer and Bread, I taught this to Paula. Really, really love Beer and
Oh,
Bread.
nice,
We
that's
played a
right.
lot of
Yeah,
two-player
yeah.
games, and I was like, man, I freaking love Beer and Bread so much. It's
right.
one of my favorite two-player games. Talk Cacao as well. It's kind of my go-to. What should I bring to teach people? I'm like, most people haven't played Cacao. It's my favorite Phil Walker Harding game.
We
Praise
should have that
be.
expansion. We have it. Man,
Oh yeah, we do. You're right. You're
It's
right.
at my house.
Love Cacao. Great Phil Walker Harding game.
Can't stop, won't stop. You never
play it
know.
every-
You know,
play it
never
every
gonna
time.
never gonna quit it. Castle Combo, been playing it. We'll keep playing it. It's great, fantastic. Castle Burgundy. What more needs to be said? It's a classic.
Yeah, it is a classic.
It's a great one. Cities, I'm liking it more.
Yes, I know you said that. Yeah.
First time I played, I was like, I like it more,
Yeah.
and I enjoy it quite a lot. But I think it's a game you gotta, getting to know you kind of game.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Copenhagen, you really like this game.
I know. I just wish it wasn't by Queen Games.
Yeah.
Man. That'd be so nice because you could buy it for not $60.
Yeah,
which
buy
would
it
be
for not
great, 'cause it's absolutely not
$184.
worth that price, but it is absolutely a really good game.
Yeah, right? You always play Darwin's Journey?
You know me,
I'm excited
you
about the
know
new in the Darwin's Journey kind of line.
Galileo's Truth
Oh.
or whatever. Oh, baby.
Oh,
Draft Right Records. Still one of the best draft and roll and write.
Maybe my
drafty
favorite
right,
roll and write game,
blank
yeah.
in rights.
Flip 7. It's a great game.
I flipped 8. I liked it so much. Forest Shuffle. Love it.
Have you played this every month since you've got it, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Legrand?
I played on BJ, so it was the regular version, but still counts. I love
Yeah.
that game so much, dude.
We played it last one too because we taught it to Charlie and stuff.
Yeah.
I love
So
Legrand
good.
so much. It's such a good game.
Hadara, I played the longest game of Hadara of all time because it was BJ Async. I think it took 3 months, but I did win, and that's cool. But I was just like, I forgot this game is going.
Wow, that's crazy.
Harmonies, really fun. Love putting out your little pieces and completing the contracts. Always a fun puzzle. Junk Drawer, I think it's a really underrated tile laying game. I know it kind of came and went. I think it's really cool because you're working in 4 areas of your junk drawer, putting a bunch of random stuff, but each quadrant of your drawer has to be added to every round, and they all have different scoring. It's a really cool game. I really want more people to talk about this game.
Faith Fellowship,
We'll win someday.
we'll win someday.
Not
We'll
today.
win
though.
someday.
It's
Not
not this
today.
day.
Watch our playthrough. It had a very exciting ending.
Yeah, we did. Lucky Numbers. Still so bad at it, but still really enjoy it. Marco Polo 2. Played this with Jimmy the other day, and it's a follow-up to Marco Polo, which is a follow-up to swimming, because you would have played the first one in the pool.
Boom.
And I really like this version. Toss up if I like this or the regular one better, but I enjoy them both, and playing this made me want to play Marco Polo 1, so that's cool.
There you go.
Memoir 44 still really bad. I really want to try the Star Wars one.
We have the Star Wars one. We're hoping to play it
Gotta
soon
get it
here.
My Shelly Dice game, I really like this
You
game
do,
a lot.
yeah.
I played it again last night with Karen. It's just a really
gotta play
nice, light, quick
Yeah.
filler, Yahtzee-style dice rolling. It's really good.
Yeah,
man.
no,
I
you
really,
really
really
like
like
it.
it. It's kind of got crisscross scoring.
Yeah.
Rope of Mine, talked about that. Really fun puzzle. You're bouncing stuff and getting colored light and
Interesting.
trying to solve the puzzle.
Very interesting. I played Pagan, The Fate of Roanoke. Again, I brought a lot of 2-player games because I knew I was mostly playing with Paula. I taught it to her because she has
Right.
really wanted to try it. It's good. It's good. It's tough for the. I think she was playing the Witch Hunter. It feels like it's way, way harder as the Witch Hunter. But it was good. I was able to deke Paula out. She kind of had a. She had a kind of 50-50 shot, and she chose wrong. But it was very fun. I do really like this game a lot, and I would like to try some of the other stuff that's with it.
Paint the
Paint
Roses.
the Roses. I played this actually on BGA. Me and Linnea had a BGA friend night, and I'm always curious of where this is going to end in my top 100 because this is always to me is like teetering on a top 10 game of all time.
It's so good, dude.
I love it. The deduction in
really
it.
fun.
There's the world. I don't know. There's something about this game that for some reason just sings to me, and I don't know what it is.
It's just great fun deduction. Paper World, tried it again last month. I was like, I don't know about. I don't need to play it again.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, it
Easy.
was okay.
Patrick,
Classic, great
Great game.
amazing, still amazing.
Pixies.
Pixies, really enjoy it. There's like another like little expansion
Oh,
similar
yeah?
to what they did for Sea Salt and Paper,
Okay.
I think, with a couple extra things. Can't wait to get that.
Yeah.
Really like that little card game.
Play Powerline. We showed this to Jimmy and were you in that game?
No.
No, you weren't. I showed this to Jimmy and our friend Charlie. I really like Powerline. It should be a roll and write, to be completely honest. But it is. I really, really enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, shouts out. Kawale,
Kawale.
really like this abstract Mancala style game. I just really enjoy
Yeah.
any Mancala anything, to be honest. Railroad Inc., great game.
I'm not gonna lie. Ink, the game we talked about earlier, I thought it was a continuation of this. It is not.
Could have been, should have been.
It is not.
I don't know. But yeah.
You know.
Railroad Inc.'s great. Rolling right.
This is Relic Hunters or Expeditions. It's a Korean game that our good friend Charlie, as we mentioned, gave us a copy of,
Yeah,
and
very cool.
we have been kind of showing it to a bunch of different people because it's fun. I brought it to
Fun
Paula's
little
place.
deck
We
builder,
played
man.
it. I really like this game. It's kind of like a deck builder, kind of roguelite-y type game. I really, really enjoy it. It is super unavailable in the United States. You would have to get it from Korea, I believe.
Yeah.
But it's very fun if you ever get a chance to play it.
Yeah. Res Arcana, been playing Res, still great game.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it, love
Yep.
it, love it. Revive.
Every month you're playing it.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of it and stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't played in a while now, so I think I've
Cool them jets.
yeah, not through anything the game's fault. I've just played a lot. Rolls to the Top Journeys is an amazing roll and write. So
Yeah,
good.
you
Every
really
time I
like
play
this
it, I remember how much I like it.
Yeah, you really like it.
Yep. Spass Bass.
Johnny,
always
baby.
great. I crushed when I played
Oh,
it.
yeah?
I had a good game, baby.
Okay,
I had
let's
a
go.
Good game. Space Station Phoenix, so good. And I'm also BG. I'm a Space Station Phoenix game guru, and I don't know what that means.
Can you play it so much?
I've played so many other games so much more.
Interesting.
I don't know why I'm
It's
a
not a
guru
super
of
popular
this.
game.
I guess. Does
Yeah.
anyone know what it means to be a game guru on BGA?
Have you won a lot?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't.
I love Space Station Phoenix. I think it's
don't
one of the
know.
most underrated games on the planet.
I don't know. Anyway, it's a great game though.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm happy to be a guru of it. Splendor Duel, better than Splendor. Boom.
Boom, fight us.
That is just fact. Stone Spine Architects, really great.
I love this game.
Game in the kind of.
Oh wait, no, I mix this game and the one by the one with all the cards, with the different factions of cards. It's
Factions of cards?
they're like animal.
Citizens of the Spark?
Yes, I get
both
the-
Thunderworks, to be
They're
fair.
both. I get them mixed up though. I like both.
This one we're
but I
building
like
a little dungeon.
I like Citizens of the Spark better, but I like both a lot.
like this
yeah,
one a lot.
to me they're like the same game.
Tapestry,
Ugh.
still love it. Don't know why. But I do. But I do.
I don't know why either. Played Thunder Road Vendetta. It's one of the games I asked Paul, I was like, what do you want me to bring? She's like, I really want to play Thunder Road Vendetta. It was a pretty short game. We all kind of just got
immediately?
bad luck with dice and just was like running off the road and dying. I loved it. I'm not sure how much Paul and Shay liked it, but I really, Thunder Road is, again, top 20 game for me probably. I really love it. I love the chaos.
Oh, yeah. Trickerous, really fun little trick-taking game. You want to be really close to something. You don't want to go into it because you get set back. So you
That's
want to kind
Steam,
of
baby.
get to the end of the line at the right time.
God, they thought of that name first. And
Yeah.
they're like, gotta make a game out of it.
Dude, I wish I had thought of that
Right?
game. Tricky Time Crisis, really fun must-not-follow card game.
Yeah, very
where
interesting game.
You're each playing different heroes and villains and then drafting one of the cards that got played to score points.
Yeah.
It's all superhero-themed trick-taking.
Yeah, very fun game. Very interesting.
Really fun.
Played Zolkin,
Yeah,
yeah.
played at IRL. We had a Simone Luciani day, which
Yeah,
is when we
that's
played
right.
the expansion stuff for Grand Austria
Yeah.
Hotel. We played that on little him Bones' birthday.
That's right.
And we played some Zolkin as well, which just continues to
Has
slap
been
so hard.
And I'm so bad at this game. I've never put together, in my opinion, even remotely good a game. And yep,
It's so fun though, man.
Unstoppable, taught this to Paula. I teach it to someone new every month, it seems like, and that's my goal, to teach it to someone new every month.
That's a
Last
great
month, I think
goal.
I taught it to Jimmy. This month, or actually last month I taught it to Jamie, I think, and Jimmy. This month I taught it to Paula, and that was, I think she said it was her favorite game that we played.
Wow.
Yeah, favorite game that
Nice.
we played. I freaking love Unstoppable. I feel like no one talks about it, so I'm teaching it to everyone I can.
Up or Down is a really fun card
Yeah.
game. You're building ascending and descending rows, columns of cards and stuff. I really like it. Verdant, also really enjoyable.
It's one of those games that like I just love and never play.
Yeah.
I love Verdant. It might be my favorite of the Calico Cascadia Verdant trio. I think it's my favorite, and yet I play the other two way more.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Go figure.
I don't know why.
Go figure. White Castle, I haven't been playing as much, but man, it's super fun.
It's still good,
I
right?
really cannot wait for White Castle.
I definitely
Duel.
have, I think, cooled on it a little bit. The
yeah.
last time I played it, I had cooled on it a little bit. I still really like it, don't get me wrong.
Just watch your tone.
I played this again with Linnea on BJ.
Nice.
Usually a top 10 game for me. I
So good.
freaking love It's Wonderful World so dang much.
So good. And Zenith,
We played while camping.
I love it so much.
I like Zenith a lot. I like
So
Zenith a lot.
good,
It's
dude.
very, very good. Yeah. Played it while camping, was good stuff. And that is it, y'all.
You know what is weird? I put Oh My Goods into the new section.
Oh, you're
and then
right.
maybe I accidentally deleted
You
it when I
must
was
have.
rearranging stuff.
I played Oh My Goods for the first
Yeah.
time. We played it while camping as
Yeah.
well. We actually played 3 games while
Darn.
camping.
I don't know how that
And I really, really liked it.
Yeah.
I liked Oh My Goods a shocking amount. It probably would have been pretty high up. 'cause
hadn't
I was
played it
very surprised at how much I
Since
liked
I was
it.
in Ireland and stuff, so it's been a couple years,
Yeah.
and I was like, man, I really like this game
I really
much better
liked
than I
it.
remember.
Yeah. So Oh My Goods should have been the newer category. And I really, really liked it a lot.
Don't know what happened there.
All right, so y'all, so we'll kind of go through the chat, see if there's any questions. If you have any questions, you're here live. Pop in the chat.
Niall Barry in reference to Wilmot's Warehouse was saying, someone told me it's a game you want to play every few months because you don't want to wear it out. I totally agree with that.
I would not play it every night, kind of thing. Yeah.
Because you don't, if nothing else, you don't want to always say the same thing for the item. Oh, this is always
Yes.
a thing. So you want the story to be able to emerge
Yeah.
differently. And like the cards and tiles come out in different order anyway. But it'd be cool to have some downtime so you're not always doing the same thing. But I think that every few months you do play it, you're going to have a real good time.
Yeah, and I think and play with different groups. And also, you don't need to play with people you know. It's not like a very like
No.
that kind of thing. So it's like play with different groups.
Yeah.
It's just it's great. Thomas said, I want to like Roth, but the art subjectively makes my eyes bleed. Too much neon, in my opinion. That's a totally fair point. I love the art. I wish it was somehow
we love it
more neon.
for the neon.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
but
So,
hey,
but that is, it was bold. It was a
Yeah.
bold choice for them to go, and
Very
I
much so.
appreciate.
art, as you said, is subjective, and not anything is going to please everyone.
Yeah, I know there was one question that popped in here.
Maybe.
It was about having to constantly learn new games.
Oh.
Where was it? It must be later. But yeah, pop some questions in chat if you won't type.
Please do. We're just scanning.
There was one question that I was like, oh, we'll have to go back and answer that later. Oh yeah, so from Matta Snowball said, do you guys find it absolutely exhausting having to learn and play so many games?
Great question. I don't.
It's a hard answer, honestly.
There's times where we are
now,
in a time crunch, and so
Yes.
we just are having to like learn and play stuff, and then also deal with the filming it, editing it, doing an overview, all that stuff. So there's a lot of additional things that aren't the playing. When we're in those times, the learning and playing games becomes more work than pure fun. It's good work to do, I'll tell you that for sure.
Yeah, it's just fun.
But in general, no, not for me. Like I really enjoy just kicking back and like reading a rule book, just in our own downtime. It's really fun. There's times where like any job, and this is our job. Where it gets really busy and you're in the time crunch, and then it's a little bit more
sometimes work
pure
is work.
work than fun. But I don't
No, for
know
the
if
most
you feel
part,
the same way,
the
or-
only time like learning games is exhausting or frustrating is like if like September and October are our busiest months of the year, and they are bonkers this year. And so like right now, and we're traveling a lot in September and October.
Yeah.
So like right now we're super crunched. And so it's not that fun, but that's not really the game's fault. That's just like the reality. The only other time it's really frustrating is like if we're dealing with like prototypes and we're dealing with like unfinished rule books. A lot of times we'll get rule books that are like literally just a Word doc with like no pictures, and like it's really hard to learn games that way. But again, that's not really like a problem of having to learn a lot of new games. For the most part, no, I really like learning new games. There are sometimes it wouldn't even be frustration. The thing I wish we had more time to play games multiple times. Like the reality of our jobs and our situation, Mike's got a kid and stuff like that. It's like we don't get to play games repeatedly a lot.
it
which is
makes
a
it
bummer.
really fun when we do get to come back to a game.
But it's
You know
pretty
what I mean?
rare, honestly, because it's just the nature of our situation. But in general, like the learning and having to play a bunch of new games constantly, not really. Even when we do have all the free time in the world before we start doing content, we still are the kind of people who tend to like to play a lot of different stuff as opposed to like the same
I love
thing.
discovering
Yeah,
games,
so
so
not
playing a
really.
new thing is always really fun.
All the other frustrations that come with it are usually some kind of external frustration that like time crunch or incomplete rule books, not really actually having to do with the act of learning and playing new games.
Yep.
It's always some kind of extra thing on it, usually due to the fact that we do this as a job. Especially if we didn't do a job, heck no, I'd love learning new games. I love it so much. I love learning games. I love teaching games. There's two of my favorite things in the world.
Badger's Den Game says, I've not played Paint the Roses IRL, only BGA. I feel like it wouldn't play as well in person. Would love to know if it's just as good at IRL. I love it IRL.
I think it's better in
fantastic
yeah.
in person. And sometimes easier. Here's the thing, it's really nice having like the cubes be added automatically, because in person you could have the human error of someone not realizing that, oh, that made a match for me. That's a minor thing, and I love the table talk element of working out a problem. So I'd say it's even better in person, personally.
Yeah, I think it's better in person. I think the main issue with it being in person, that it's the part that's better on BGA is it'll just automatically put out your matches.
Yeah.
Where like sometimes you can miss them in real life. Other than that though, I think being able to see kind of everything on a table for me is way easier to visualize stuff than it is on a screen. So personally, I like it. I would play it in real life every single time over on digital.
JP Tucker, good question. Did I miss tag team? I guess we did play. Was
That's
that
two
in
things.
September?
No. It wasn't
Maybe I
last
just
week. It
didn't-
would have to have been last week. Was it last week that we played it? No.
Let's check. Is it in my plays?
Did we forget? We might have
We
forgotten.
might have totally forgot.
You're totally right. We totally forgot. Well, we'll probably put it in the next month, but we'll talk about it right now. I really like tag team. I thought it was very fun. It was a very fun auto battler where you're kind of trying to get into your opponent's head.
Yeah, I just didn't log it. Dang,
Wow.
good catch.
Good catch.
I
Yeah,
totally forgot about
we
that.
literally live streamed it, so you can go back and watch the live stream. Good call. Yes, we completely forgot to talk about tag team. It's fun. You get to take different characters. They all work differently, and you're tag teaming two of them together. You're going to put together their deck. And you're adding new cards into the deck that are going to do stuff, and you're kind of trying to predict when your opponent is going to be doing stuff, so you could like block it or something like that. I thought it was really fun. It's really quick. You then just grab two new characters and mix and match them. And every single one of those kind of blending of characters is going to be different. They all have like strength and weaknesses and like different levels of complexity. It's a game that I assume they're going to expand the absolute bejesus out of, and I am looking forward to it because give me more characters.
Yeah.
I really liked it a lot. I really liked it. It was fun.
Myself. Steve asked a non-game question. Giants, will they make the postseason?
The New York Giants aren't very good
New York
this year.
Giants aren't
I
very
don't
good.
think Russell Wilson's it.
I don't think Russell Wilson's going to be a quarterback in 2 weeks.
I don't think he is either, unfortunately.
No. Of course, you're referring to the San Francisco Giants, Steve.
They're dealing right now.
They're getting me excited, and I don't want them to.
They're gonna let you down, Mikey.
We're 2 games out of a wild card spot. Unfortunately, the team in front of us, the Mets, has us on the tiebreak, so really we're 3 games out.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yes, we're going to make it. Duh. No question. The Giants are dealing. We have our team of the future in place.
I am happy about that.
I don't know if we're going all the way this year,
I don't really care about this year
but I'm very excited.
because
for the
I'm
future.
excited for next year.
I'm very excited for next
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm excited for
yeah.
like this year. Kind of like, oh, okay, cool. Like that, we put together a good little team here. Let's have some more moves during the off season, but then keep kind of everything intact and move forward. I'm very excited for the Giants next year.
Logan Webb is the leader in innings and strikeouts. He should get the Cy Young. He won't, but he will be.
Because he's
gotten votes each year, but he's leading the league in strikeouts. He just crossed the 200 strikeout mark.
he's too dang. He's not flash enough.
But he's so good.
No, I
And
agree.
the-
I agree.
yeah,
Logan Webb,
the innings pitched factor.
he's a workhorse pitcher, and workhorse pitchers, people voting, they don't care about.
And in an
they want
era-
DeGrom, who's throwing 100 billion miles
in
an
an
hour.
era where like people don't pitch that deep in the games. I'm like, he's so valuable.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Logan Webb's the best.
Every
year, he just keeps getting better.
So I'm going to put Steve out there, positivity, and say, yes, the Giants
Yeah.
are going to make it. I don't know how far, but I think they will have an appearance. And that, even if they're within like a game, if they're playing a meaningful game on the last day of the season, that will be so much more than I expected for this year.
Yeah.
So much more. I thought we were going to be real bad.
Yeah.
So I'm pleased.
Yeah.
I'm pleased. But yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
They're playing really well right now, but they also played so bad for like a month, and it really set them back.
Cosmic Beat asked, what are you more excited for, the Two Towers card game or the There and Back Again game? We have played a little bit of both.
We have. I'll tell you, there and back is just over there.
On the other side of that wall.
the
We
back
will
of
be
that wall.
covering both. We know that. There and Back
Yes.
Again will be soon-ish. Very, very excited for both. I would say the Two Towers trick-taking game because the Fellowship of the Ring trick-taking game is like one of my
Really
favorite
fun.
gaming experiences, period.
And we have played some of the scenarios from Two Towers.
It's wild, yo.
And it gets crazy. It gets even crazier. They're
crazy.
absolutely just picking up where they left off from the end of
Yes.
Fellowship, story-wise and also mechanism-wise.
Yeah, so it's
I'm
like
really excited for the next
potential
chapter.
I love the Fellowship of the Ring trick-taking game. We've played it a bunch of different times, like not all the way through, but just like the first 5 scenarios. I just love how they change. I love trick-taking games. I love Lord of the Rings. I love the art. I love the look. So the Two Towers, I'm so excited
Yeah.
for. And then like I'm so excited for inevitably when the Return of the King happens. And then I'm excited to, like you, me, and Jimmy, we set aside a weekend because it's going to take a weekend
Yeah.
plus.
We just go through the
and
whole
we just
thing.
go through the whole dang thing.
Yeah, dude.
And it's going to be incredible. So Two Towers has it beat. Although I'm very, very excited for the There and Back Again game. For a little bit that we got to preview, it was very
I
fun.
played a little bit. It's super beautiful and like really
It's
well put
really
together
cool.
as a rolling rights. Reiner
Yeah.
Knizia.
Per
It's
usual,
super awesome.
Office Dog Games is crushing it.
They are
Absolutely crushing
handling
it.
business.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's our short answer there.
Any games you've backed recently or are you excited about receiving finally?
In theory, we're getting Luthier soon. I know it's just starting to get to
Yeah.
people, but I feel like it's been like
Clans
right on the edge of
Caledonia
shipping forever.
Was like one of the ones we've
yeah.
gotten. We don't back very many games. More and more nowadays, like Kickstarter games just aren't kind of really for us.
But we do have Luthier coming. which we played the prototype of. It was a very
Yeah.
advanced prototype, so not a lot changed.
Very excited to play that again.
Super excited to play that again.
I really like
and
that
I
game.
really want to know what the Clans of Caledonia expansion brings.
We keep going back and
whether
forth
or
whether or not we're getting the dang Ark Nova one. I don't know. I do want it. I'm not gonna lie. I do want it. So if I would say
It's so tough,
the
man.
next thing we back would probably be that.
Yeah.
But
we'll
yeah,
see.
we actually don't. We honestly don't really back much stuff anymore.
No.
A lot of Kickstarter games we're always like, we'll wait till retail or we just won't get it. Like those kinds of games we don't get to play very much anymore. Faye asks, so I played Last Will last night
Nice.
for the first time and now can't wait to play Prodigal's Club. What did you think of Last Will after your first few plays? I need a few plays before I decide my view. So it's kind of hard to say because the very first time we played Last Will, we really didn't like it because it was way too heavy for us. But that was like years ago. We have played it more recently and I really like it now. The Prodigal's Club is significantly heavier than Last Will. And the money module in Last Will kind of works like Prodigal Club, but they're actually not that similar of games.
No.
Other than in theme. But I really like Last Will, but Last Will at this point is very much like a medium weight game to us. Whereas when we first played it, it was super heavy. And so it's kind of hard to say, like, what are our first views? It took us kind of getting more used to heavier games to really appreciate it. But I really like
appreciate what it is now.
yeah, if I kind of want that Prodigal's Club feel, but in a much quicker, much lighter game, I'll play Last Will. It's one of the things like Last Will is the kind of situation where like Last Will would probably get played more, but I like Prodigal's Club more.
Yes.
It's kind of
we
one of
do
those
have
situations.
both.
Yes.
Because there's room enough for both in our world.
But yeah, Prodigal's Club, favorite game.
Yeah, Rayleigh Josh says, for Ark Nova, do you want the buildings or just the acrylic tiles? I have no interest in the acrylic tiles. I don't understand the purpose of them.
Yeah.
They are like the little
Just the
enclosures.
buildings.
Because they're all kind of the same looking. If we're going for it, we're going to do the 3D buildings.
Yeah, 'cause that's what I actually want.
Or just none of it, to be honest.
Because those are actually functional stuff. Yeah, the acrylic tiles, the cardboard ones are fine. I don't care. I don't care about the sleeves. I don't care about. It's just the buildings that seem cool.
And the 3D buildings look really cool. So it's like,
Yeah.
maybe, probably won't, but maybe we will.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's yeah, I don't know. It's just 3D buildings I think are cool. I think they're going to be functional as opposed to like the 3D buildings in like the crazy Castle of Burgundy, which I think are like, and maybe some people disagree, but like I'm just like, these are worthless to me. Like they're not functional
for
at
the
all.
for the fancy Castle Burgundy, we have the acrylic tiles, which are really a nice upgrade.
Yeah.
And they're really central to your game, but they're much more clear.
Yeah, so to me, no, the acrylic tiles for the Ark Nova thing are like very like we don't really see much of a point for us at least. Again, I'm sure other people feel differently, but like we're just like, kind of like nah. Well, we don't know what the point is.
Mark says, I thought about backing some stuff for Ark Nova, but having more boxes for an insane setup is just a no thanks. Yeah. So this isn't like a big box solution for all of your Ark Nova stuff. It's its own thing with like your 3D stuff, so it won't speed up your...
Yeah, and you have to have Ark Nova to play it.
Yeah.
It's not the game.
Yeah, so...
which I kind of actually appreciate the fact that like, no, this is just this extra stuff.
Because so many
that's
people
it.
have the game already,
Yeah.
and if you're not like adding a ton of content, it'd be kind of a bummer. But so yeah.
But yeah, I do want it. I'm not gonna lie.
Diagram says I'm going to back the game makers with the extras because I've lost my mind.
Yeah, you do you.
I'm intrigued by that one. That is one that won't be coming to
They
retail,
made
so it's like...
Some people, want a smaller version. They decided not to. In the end, like realistically, like in these kinds of things, if it's like the way of like Foundations of Rome, they had like a cheaper version and they had the crazy version, and just no one bought the cheaper version. So when they did like second printing stuff, they just had the big one because like they're like no one ever buys the less cool ones. So in a lot of ways, you're then spending time and resources to produce this that kind of no one's gonna buy. And so it's like one of those things where it's like, I kind of get it. I'm sure a lot of people would really, really like a retail version or like just a cheaper version. But the reality is that for most publishers, it's honestly just not that worth it to do both. And so, so it's one of those things. It's like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? You can argue that all day, but it's like that is just kind of the reality situation. So I'm not really surprised
to a degree, I guess,
that it is what it is. I was a little surprised at the sticker price being like $1.50 for just the game.
Yeah,
but
it looks like it's gonna be a really nice.
They made what they wanted to
least,
make, and it does look very cool.
Yeah. Jared says the way I look at it, they're getting the Arc Nova, but just the acrylic tiles and play mats. Don't really need the buildings. The way I look at it, I'm buying way fewer new games, so I don't mind spending to upgrade my absolute favorite games. I think that's totally fair.
I think it's a very fair point.
I think it's totally fair to do that. You're like, hey, I know I really like this, which is nice to know you're going to really like a game when you play it, and I want to have the fanciest version of it. We've absolutely done that with games of ours. Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair. Or it's like, hey, I'm gonna get expansions for games that I like instead of getting new games. Like, I think that's fair. Or it's like you really love these games, bling them out. Do I think that's honestly totally fair. And it's one of those things where it's like, Arc Nova is, again, arguably a top 10 game for me. So like, upgrading it like that makes sense. It's not just because I think it's cool. Whereas like Castle Burgundy, I love Castle Burgundy, but it's not that as loved for me. So it's like this, it's one of my favorite games.
Heck yeah, man.
You know, so it's like
a couple other people excited to get their copy of the Clans of
I'm
Caledonia
curious.
expansion.
Again, it's one of those games kind of like Ground Zero Hotel, where I'm like, this game didn't need an expansion.
Yeah.
So I'm very
Like-
curious if that expansion is going to be like, I'm sure it's good. I'm very curious if we're actually going to play with it past that like first time.
I don't know.
Honestly,
I genuinely don't know.
It was a really good price. That's one of the reasons why we went for it.
yeah,
but
like, well, might as well.
because we didn't get the Let's Waltz expansion
No.
because we were like, we don't need an expansion for Grand Ocean Hotel.
No.
And we ended up not getting it. Clans of Caledonia, I'm very curious. I think it's probably gonna be very good, but it's one of those games where I'm like, kind of the beauty of that game was like there was never an expansion. It was just what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm very curious about that one, but I'm very excited. There's trains. I like trains.
I'm gonna find out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Mark says I've only played Arc Nova a couple times physically, so I'll spend my $200 on some other games or a crazy fancy EDC knife. What is that?
Sounds crazy. And fancy.
And if Arc Nova's the 3D edition seems very much built for people who are really big fans of that game.
Which there's many of
Which
those
is the
people.
perfect audience to get a big, crazy 3D version. And the regular game is plenty fine enough production-wise.
Yeah.
Especially if you get the expansion, then you have like little animeeples for your cubes and stuff, which is fun.
Yeah.
So you get like a little more
A little more stuff.
fancifulness with that.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, I love it, but it's not for everyone. It's cool.
Yeah.
My Shell says no to the Arc Nova 3 stuff. Also very fair. Also very fair.
Yeah, it's not going to be small, right? It's not going to be small.
Yeah.
I bought and very much appreciated the cheaper version of Foundations
Totally.
of Rome. Yeah, well, you know what? And then they have since, you might have just said this, they since have made Foundations of Metropolis. So they did eventually say, I don't know, maybe we'll make a smaller retail version of this, but make it a little bit more of its own thing by changing the theme up.
Like I said, and some people will get the cheap version.
Yeah.
But you are in the minority. The vast majority of people won't. And that's, again, so when you're, as a publisher, you're like, do we spend time and resources making this version that's just not going to sell very well just so we have a retail version kind of thing, you know? And so it's like, it's just, these are the kind of decisions you have to make when you're deciding to make a game. And I honestly understand when publishers are like, no, we're just going to make the big crazy version because that's what people are going to get anyway.
Sure.
So it's one of those things, you know?
Yeah. Mark says, go look up the Smith Blade. They just closed a Kickstarter that went wild.
The Smith Blade?
All right.
All right, I'll look it up right now. Mike.
Cheese does his
Wayfarers
question for
stuff.
Mike. I'm Mike. Hello. My wife agreed to learn Wayfarers for our anniversary last weekend, and she smoked me. How do you get points in that game? I don't know. I love that game. I'm not good at it, but I love it. Don't ignore space cards. They're very important for scoring. And let those star cards in particular, which all have a unique scoring thing, help dictate the rest of your strategy in terms of what tags you get and stuff like that. And yeah, really try to specialize on, cities or vistas or harbors or open water, or go for a blended approach, because either way you can get some set collection-y stuff there. But yeah, I'd say for me, on games where I don't get enough space tag stuff going, space card stuff going, to help kind of give me direction and funnel some scoring and stuff, I don't do as well. So, space cards, baby.
Yeah, it's good.
Smith Blade, cool.
It's like a pocket knife, but a very cool one.
Like a very nice one.
Yeah, very nice
Super
one.
sharp and
Yeah,
whatnot.
basically, yeah.
Cut through rhino horn like no one's business. Just go whoop like butter.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just thinking that was the first hard thing I could think of. Don't do that to rhinos.
Don't do that to rhinos,
Don't do that to
please.
rhinos. They got enough trouble.
I'm tempted to buy Galactic Cruise. Just the base game. The expansion they're coming out with now sounds like a bit like it's some legacy elements with secret box stuff.
I think they're
It's
doing the classic like
kind of like
you're
Revive.
getting content like Revive, the space expansions, where it's like you'll sort of play through multiple games to unlock content. But I would guess it's also one where you're like you can just open everything and
Yeah, if
add
you
it to
want
the
to.
game if you want to do it that way.
Yeah, we just did a playthrough for the older expansions, not the new one,
So you
because
don't
they didn't want us to
spoil
spoil
the
it.
new stuff.
Yeah, and I freaking love Galactic Cruise. I love it so
baby.
much. And the expansions, we'll talk about them next month in the new category. But a little spoiler, I really liked the expansions
were
a
very
lot.
cool,
Yeah, they were good. Yeah, if there's any last questions here, say, hey Mike, can you tell me how to win at Zenith?
How you beat me
Oh, is that
9
right?
times out of 10 in that game? What are you talking about?
Very rude.
I thought I was okay at that game, so I started playing him, and I was like, oh, never
Yeah.
mind.
The Smith blade cut a Swiss Army knife in half in their promo video. They did, yes. It seemed cool. It's a pocket knife. I don't know.
The knife to end all knives, I
Yeah,
guess.
pretty
Yeah,
much.
literally.
It's-
Wow.
It seemed cool. It seemed very
Cool, man.
and stuff. Yeah, so we're gonna get on out of here, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you.
Much appreciate.
And yeah, we got a ton of playthroughs coming out in this month here because it's crazy.
It's crazy times. We're busy.
Yeah,
Nick's going to have 6 games he prefers solo.
Coming out tomorrow.
Coming out tomorrow. Look at that keyboard POV. How lucky are we, huh?
Oh, I'm sitting right for the camera, aren't I? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Sorry about that.
I figured that was the vibe.
Ah.
Yeah, so check that out tomorrow. Games, so these are not solo games, but games Nick prefers to solo. Much to my chagrin, I guess, but whatever. And so, yeah, check that out. And we will see you all real soon. Jimmy and I will be streaming on Friday. Again, if you're a patron, you can go vote on which game we play. Currently, Kutnahora is the leader.
Yep.
Pursuit of Happiness right on its heels. So go cast your vote if you haven't already.